Hello.
Hey.
Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. So I hope they can follow us here. Those who are actually watching on the other, like on the other link. I have to create another broadcast or another link, another broadcast, so that we can enter. I cannot go back to the other broadcast anymore. That's why. Anyway, I hope they can join us back. I hope we didn't lose them. Yeah, okay. Guys, if you can please comment in the comment section if you can, because we're gonna have Q&A, right? There
Hi.
you go. Yay, thank you.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. Okay. Hi. Finally. Okay, why there is and then tried to send a comment, but it didn't pop out. So sorry about that. Technical glitches.
Yeah, it happens all the
Yeah.
time, guys.
Anyway, yeah, so signature is here. Hello, hello, ma'am.
Hi.
That's
Thank you for
why I was like,
joining.
usually they'll comment where they're from and we are encouraging them, but walang nagko-comment, so there's probably something wrong.
That's true.
Hello, Len Whistler
And
from
thank you for
Vancouver. Yeah, 1 hour behind. That's right. And Harold,
course.
thank God you're still there. You have to be. And hi,
Hi,
Precious.
Precious.
Yeah. And yes, she did. She did went to Bow Valley. You'll hear
Oh, you
more
wanted to go to Bow Valley. I see. Yeah, it's a good choice too, but whichever school is, I mean, this education system here in Calgary is really good, right? So
Yeah, actually, I'm from State and Janelle's from Bow Valley. So two of the DLIs in Calgary. So
that's
yeah.
right.
Well,
As long as you make sure it's DLI, right? That's what
yeah. So Miss Signature, are you going to Bow Valley or you know anybody going to Bow Valley?
or
Well, probably maybe. Oh,
yes.
Louis is here. Hi, Miss Melanie. Hello. Is
Hi,
Louis.
Louie. Please cook for us.
I just had pork sinigang. It was so good,
I might go
but
to
I
say
had to rush to eat it. Yeah. So it happens. Yes, thank you so much for understanding. Yeah, and
Mm.
let's see. Oh, she said I might go to Sate if I don't make it to Norquest. Oh, okay. Yeah, Norquest is actually located in Edmonton, where I am at right now. I'm actually
I
here in
see.
Edmonton,
Mm.
and Sate is in Calgary. So they're about 3 hours apart, the two schools. So you probably need to just remember they're both in Alberta, but they're in
Two different
located in
cities. Yeah.
two different cities. So like 3 hours apart. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Because Bow Valley course is full. That's why it's so important to apply early. So if you miss the admission date, like if the program is full, it's either you wait for the next semester or you actually try to find another DLI.
yeah. And Beb, I could. It could also be because of the whole situation, right? The pandemic situation, right? Because it adds up, eh. Because there's no tourist or work permit here. Mostly about students. So yung courses talaga really gets full immediately. So enroll when you can, and then defer
Mhm.
if we need time, right?
What differ?
Yeah, defer if you need time.
Oh, if you need time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Actually enroll first and then if you get the admission, you know. Yeah, especially with State. I remember, okay, anyway, just para may sigit lang, especially with State. I was supposed to go fall 2016, but the program was I applied February 2016 thinking I can get into September, but that was actually a hopeless scenario. So I applied, but I didn't get the slot. So immediately when they opened fall 2017, that was October, I applied immediately, like on the day, and then I got into the program. So yeah, so that's how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My signature, just rest assured that if ever you go with Norquest or with State, both are really good.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
wala tayong talo dyan. We're good with both.
That is true. That is true. Okay, so should we get back to your sorry for cutting you. Sorry for
No
cutting you.
worries, babe.
I didn't realize. I just realized that it was not open for chat for public for chatting. Anyway, yeah. So let's get back to your timeline. I think you just gotta repeat like regarding your application, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So going back to the topic, guys. So I opted for an agency path. So for the student pathway, right? Instead of doing it by myself. The reason being is before going planning to go to Canada, I was supposed to go to Dubai as a relationship manager for a bank. But then I met the love of my life, which is now my husband. And mas pinili natin, of course, yung pag-ibig kasi sa ekonomiya. And it's a big reason. I have to be playing with things, right? And then, I mean,
Tama nga naman. If you
out
get
of
the
that's true, babe. So out of the blue, parang sinabi lang niya, you know what? Let's just go to Canada, not knowing how or when or why. Right? She just said, let's go to Canada. Okay, so long story short, we got married in 2015 of April, and then I got pregnant after 2 months of getting married, so masyadong mabilis. And we realized, you know what, honey, let's try checking our options for Canada, right? So,
Mm.
kasi I'm pregnant eh, 'di ba? Kapag ka may baby, pag may nagkakaroon ka na ng baby, you wanted to have a really good plan for the future, right? So,
Yeah.
that's the reason why. So, naalala nung nag-apply ako for Dubai, merong ni-recommend sa akin na agency.
Mhm.
So, now parang tinabi ko lang siya kasi I'm not gonna use that agency number anyway, right? So,
Mhm.
but when I realized about Canada, I was like, maybe I should contact them, not knowing how and when or the process itself. So that's why I opted for an agency because I don't have any idea. Before we don't have this YouTube, like a lot of knowledge, right? And then
Yeah.
it was about 5 years ago. So
Mhm.
6 years ago, right? So talagang wala akong ka-idea-idea. So we had an assessment with them, and then they gave us two options, which is the study pathway, which they said we could fix it in about 3 months.
Mm.
If
Okay.
you're, and I was like,
That's quick.
I can do this. Para dito na ako manganak. I can do this 3 months, right? And then the other one is the express entry. So which is the point system, and they were saying the average is about 5 years. So in my mind,
5 years. Mhm.
yeah, in my mind naman, kung makakarating na ako agad, kahit hindi pa ako PR, hindi pa ako landed, at least nandito na ako, right? And I
Mhm.
was really hoping na dito na ako manganak sa Canada. And I was like, citizen na yung baby ko. Yes. But then of course, that time, right, you're also working, and then hindi naman nila sinabi na kailangan pala para kumpleto ko lahat ng dokumento para maka 3 months ako,
Mm.
right?
Yeah. So
So,
3 months if everything is ready, like all the documents. Yeah, that sounds fair. Okay.
and that includes, of course, the enrollment, right? So
Yeah.
I was like, they said,
Including the money, you have to have like
exactly, yeah,
2 million pesos ready, something like that.
that's true. So I went ahead doing the letter of acceptance first, getting for the enrollment, and then I had to do IELTS pa. During that time,
Mm.
it's not waived for us.
Yeah.
So
I
you
think
want,
right now, if you studied in the Philippines, you just need to get a English as medium of instruction certificate.
that's right. But of
In
course, sa atin kasi, di ba, Beb, I mean, we're both from UP.
Yeah. Oh, iska. Go
Kailangan taas
iska.
kaliwa. Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's how like maroon, green and maroon.
that's right. Mga kumanta kami dito, guys. So, sorry. So, what happened is that they were thinking during that time that UP delivers in Tagalog.
Oh, okay.
So I had to get IELTS.
Yeah.
Even though parang, I mean, English naman tayo ah. So,
Oh. So IELTS academic, right?
IELTS academic,
Okay,
yes.
okay, yeah.
And that took time. I
Um,
remember I was I was like I was delivering for Philip. And then I had this IELTS review pa. So parang paglabas ko ng ng CR, ng CS section, so type ako, oh gosh. So
oh
it
my
was
God.
definitely a long journey for me. So it took us about
Yeah.
1.5 years to get it done.
Oh, so the 3 months turned into 1.5 years.
That
Okay.
is crazy.
Yeah. So guys, I think that the thing that we can really pick up here is if you guys are ready, like all the documents are ready, finances are ready, it's so like it's easier. It's the easiest pathway for you, right? Study permit could be the easiest pathway for you if you got everything ready, like especially finances, right? Finances is also like a big thing. Like even if you have money, sometimes it's sitting somewhere else, right? It's not really in a bank where it's sitting there for a few months, right? And that's what's the requirement. So in your case, you also need to take IELTS, and you're pregnant, right? So that all of those. But of course, if it's God's will, it's God's will, right?
That's right. Yep. And I mean, eh, even if there's a delay, there's no opportunity. For me, wala siyang opportunity loss. Kasi,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both ways naman, you're in the Philippines, you were building already your credentials so that when you come here, you're ready. So, wala namang problema yun.
Yeah.
Okay, so Beb, tuloy ko ba?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, okay, things are done. It was already sent to the visa, and then we were required for the medical. Because if during the time I didn't go upfront, I think we don't have option for upfront by that time. So um medical went great. We went to medical, St. Luke's. Medical went great for me. And then we thought everything went great. So supposedly we're gonna go to Canada all together. So it's
Mm-hmm.
one application. And the agency told us it was a risk kasi nga parang bakit ka naman pupunta dito sama na kayong lahat, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
have to prove we have to go back to the Philippines. So but then because we're for family togetherness,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to do it together, right? So we opted for the risk. And apparently, I mean, due to, of course, the SOP, as you know, guys, yung talagang SOP, yung pinaka-importanting part of
Study
the.
plan, right? Mm-hmm.
So, and then, what happened is that Harold had a false positive for lung X-ray.
Yeah.
So, instead of us going all together sana ng December 2016, nauna ako, so December 2016 ako dumating, and then he had to go through the, what do you call that, the culture of the phlegm for 3 months.
Sputum, yeah, sputum.
Sputum niya. And then, saka pa sila nakarating in about June 2017.
Oh, okay. So, okay, let me just sum it up. So, in your study permit application, you used an agency. Actually, it's called Enhanced
Hence,
Visa
visa.
here. Yeah. So, you used an agency to get to process the study permit, and so you submitted family application. You went and then there was a medical request, so you guys went for medical, right? So you had no problem, but your husband Harold had some false positive results,
Yeah.
right? So that stopped him his application, but yours was approved, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine was approved.
Mm-hmm.
Harold has to do the sputum exam, and then Philip has to, like, the Philip's visa was put on hold.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, so that took another what, 3 to 4 months,
Six
yeah.
months.
So technically, you were there alone in Canada for, yeah, for
For
from
6 months.
January to, so that's why this picture is it.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, this was the hardest part of the journey. Of course, I was breastfeeding that time. Philip was 11 months old. And hindi siya sumasama kahit kanino. I mean, he was
Mm,
very close to me. But of course, being apart for like 6 months, even though talagang nag-uusap naman kami every day, and then I had to pump my breast milk as well, yung mga
mhm.
ganong bagay. That's the emotional burden, the emotional pain, right? So I think this was the hardest part. Kaya gusto kong i-highlight to na parang it's even though there's this temporary separation, because I know for some there's this laging nauuna yung applicant eh, di ba? So there's
Mm-hmm.
temporary separation. I want to tell you guys that even though it was painful during that time, it's gonna be worth it at the end.
Mm-hmm. That's nice. Yeah, because eventually you'll treasure more the time that you guys are actually together. But
That's right.
it lets you focus as well, right? During your first few months in Bow Valley, you actually went to Bow Valley College. It's located in Calgary. So maybe let's talk more about your student life when you were in Bow Valley. Like, what are you up to? Like, I know, we all know that you actually graduated as a valedictorian of your graduating class in Bow Valley. Congratulations!
Thank
I'm
you,
still
Bev.
still so proud of you.
Thank you, Bev.
Congratulations. Taas talagang bandera ng mga Pilipina.
Actually, one minute. Anyway.
Diba? So,
Yeah, to be honest, Beb, it wasn't something na I was working for. Alam mo yun, parang, kasi we're paying like triple, right? So,
yeah.
parang gusto ko, lagi lahat A. Kasi we're paying triple, di ba? Pero,
I know the feeling. Yeah. So maybe share with us your student life, the experience when you started, and
hmm.
yeah, like
So guys, I
you
will
made this collage for us, right? Thank you so much.
yeah. So, teka lang, tingin ako sa aking kodigo. So, I parted it to like 4 parts, guys. Kasi, sorry, 5 parts actually. Because I want, kasi ito yung focus natin, Bev, di ba? That's why we're having this conversation. It's because we want to help you guys have a picture of how the student life looks like. How does this 2 years look like, right? So, I'll start with the student life studies. So I came here alone. The first, but I have my family, like Harold's family here, right? So I have my sister-in-law, yung family niya. So they're very supportive. So relatively compared with other international students who are living alone, I could say I'm very blessed. So
Mm.
that's why it is best if you have family to the migrating country, right? So,
Mhm.
yun yung mga unang factor. Plus, it's the reason being, kaya may point system yun, di ba, sa IRCC, sa CIC, it's because they wanted to be able to integrate to the culture.
Mhm.
So, it's for integration.
So
So,
is that also the main reason, like one of the main reasons why you chose Calgary to
yes,
study
ma'am.
in Calgary? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually just the main reason. Wala
It's the
kaming
main.
idea. We just
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason, right? So, di ba, medyo nostalgic ako. Pero, so going back, guys, really the Ate's family who helped me transition during that time. So, sa tingin ko, yung mga important is to adjust to the weather, first off. So, as nakikita niyo naman dyan, balot na balot ako. Pero lahat yan, dahil nga yan sa, kumbaga parang ate had taught me na of course yung pero ngayon may YouTube na. So pwede kayong mag-Google ng lahat ng styling for winter. So you can Google that.
Yeah, because you came January, so like December, right? So it's already.
It was like -38, babe.
I
During
think.
that
Oh
time.
my god.
I came from 38 degrees to -38. So imagine the difference. So I remember I was walking in the airport and I was like, my feet are hurting. So parang sabi ko, bakit ganito? Tapos hindi naman ako swelling or ano. Pero sabi ni ate, it's because yun daw boots ko na binili ko sa Marikina is very thin.
I think we all experienced that. I also thought when I saw the yung boots, it's the one that I need, but actually it's not.
That's right. So, pero sabihin ko sa inyo guys, yung of course the weather, you can cope to it. So it wasn't really too hard for me. So I was able to cope up with it naman and you have your clothes with you. Plus you also have to learn about the transit. I think that helped me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember even though ate was driving, she's very hands-on to me. So sinamahan niya pa ako sa train on how to go to my school. That's how thoughtful
Aw,
she is.
so sweet.
Yeah. So talagang sobrang lahat na nung natutunan ko is natutunan ko kay ate who's been living here for like 10 years. So who's better mentor, right? So ate was like the best mentor I could have. So support system is very important, as I was saying, your family. And then here you can see, so yung first yung balot na balot ako, si Philip dumating. Then dun sa third na picture sa taas, that's actually BVC Filipino classmates.
Mm, okay. Here.
And
Yeah.
it helped me tremendously na you knowing that you belong. Like hindi ka ang dami ditong Pilipino, guys. So, wag tayo, alam mo yun, even though it's a foreign countries, because of having that family, BVC family students, right? So, yung parang meron kang belongingness, right? It wasn't really like a culture shock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus, of course, habang nag-aaral kayo, masaya pa yung kakwentuhan. It's like you guys have the same ano, 'di ba? The same affliction. Parang gano'n, right? So, that's and then yung ito naman, itong of course, itong nasa pang-apat, sina ate yan. So,
Mm-hmm.
si
Yeah.
ate was the one in red, and then her family, um, may husband yung sa tabi niya, tapos yung may hawak ng kape is yung asawa niya. Tapos,
By the way, I know Ate, your Ate Joy. Hi, Ate Joy.
Ate
If
Joy,
you're
shout out
watching,
kay Ate
say
Joy.
hi. Yeah. So, senior namin siya in UP Chemistry. So, she also took up Bachelor of Science in Chemistry in UP Diliman. 2 years ahead. So, just very small world, huh, babe?
That's right. That's right, Beb. And I mean, I that's how parang ang sarap lang nung feeling na parang you guys can really relate to each other, right? Apart, of course, of being a Filipino, coming from, of course, the same university, yung mga ganung bagay. You will find that even though it's a foreign country, a lot of people have a lot of common with you. So, hindi ka masyado ma-culture shock. Okay. So, yung nasa taas, pang-5, so that's me holding yung dalawa kong ano, parang scholarship grants. So, dito,
Mm.
yeah, it's very different. 'Di ba sa atin parang kailangan dean's lister ka para makakuha ka ng grant, or you have to have a general weighted average that's required. Dito, it's very different. You have to be a good writer. Feeling ko lang kasi every time you will have to apply for a grant, you would have to tell your story. Yun lang.
Yes.
So, kunyari inspired ka, ganyan, this is what I'm doing. I think one of that is International Students Award, and then the other one is Academic Achievement Award. So,
Mm. So, can you let us know, like, I'm interested. How much was the grant?
it depends, Beb. There's 2.5, there's 3.5. Siguro sa tingin ko naka 7,000 ako in 2 years.
Wow, 7,000!
So,
Yay!
could you
That's like
imagine, right?
almost one semester, right?
Yes, yes. But I had two in one semester in third sem, I believe.
So
And
you
then,
got like a free semester, something like that.
yeah, and one in fourth sem. And there was this, I don't know, parang news before na pag tumanggap ka raw ng grants is maapektuhan yung PR mo. I assure
Hmm.
you guys, hindi siya maapektuhan.
No, hindi.
Hindi, hindi. As long as it's not a government grant. Because of course, here in Canada, we have government grants that you have to apply for to the government. This one you have to apply for in the school, from the school itself. So may mga specific silang benefactor which you can apply. So for instance, for the International Students Award, I believe that's for the student body ng BVC. So yeah, so yun yung mga you just have to browse it kasi kapag ka nag-login ka naman dun sa system mo, dun sa school, they will tell you which one you're eligible for.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually the same with what I experienced. But I got like academic. award, something like that. So that required higher average, like general weighted average, or what they call that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so it could be, it could be different grants. So you just need to learn, like read what it requires, right?
That's right. Yeah. And you have to tailor made your story to the requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yung the sixth photo was actually us when we represented the school for a case study competition because I'm in business administration, right? We created marketing plans. We create marketing plans. So basically, it's like you're analyzing a situation of a company and then you're gonna create a marketing plan and then present it to them. So sa awa naman ni God, we were able to we were able to do it, and that's that in Edmonton.
Mm.
Okay, which is a really good exposure too, because we had to be trained for like I think 3 months
Mm-hmm.
thinking about all. So ang siguro parang what I want you guys to take away from this is that kung meron kayong masasalihan, if there's an opportunity, if just grab it. You know what? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the answer is always no if you don't try. So
Yeah.
just try. Diba? So, kasi minsan tayo mga Pilipino, wag na, ayoko na, right? Hindi ko nasama dito, but I ran for VP for student life, so vice president for student life, because I was like the first Filipino na parang mag-run. Kasi nga wala namang may gusto. And we need to have representation, right? And hindi ako nanalo. So sa awa naman ni God, di ako
you
was a
have
good
you
opportunity.
have too much on your plate now, but you tried,
And
right?
that's true. I want to try because there's like pag nanalo ka doon, guys, please try everything. Pag nanalo kayo doon, there's like $24 per hour pay for like 20 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's in campus.
In campus, you know what that means. You can work multiple hours. You're not limited to 20 hours. Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
We will get to that later.
Yeah, yeah, we'll get to that later. And then I have there my friends na parang international, which is I really learned a lot from them. And then at the end of the 2 years, I was blessed to be able to represent the whole batch as a valedictorian. So,
Yeah.
yay!
She
Wait,
actually made a speech. We should link the YouTube video.
nahihiya ako. I'm very sorry.
So
Introvert ako in
proud.
person, guys.
You should have told us, and nagdala dapat kami ng cheering squad dun sa
Pero I wanna tell you guys, hindi rin siya katulad ng sa Philippines na parang you have to be the top so that you can be a valedictorian. You have to apply for it. So
Mm,
you have to tell your story, what you did in the Philippines. So parang highlighting who you are and showcasing who you are.
yeah. So it's a matching of, it's a matching of your grades and extracurricular, right? That
You got it. To be honest, minsan parang they give more weight to extracurricular. Because their culture, they're more socialist, right? Compared to the Philippines. So mas social light ang feeling kapag nandito ka.
Fun fact, I actually applied for a valedictorian, but I didn't get it. So God said no, right?
I think, Beb, you really deserve it. Siguro parang dapat tinweak natin like your study plan.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't given a chance to defend myself. Anyway,
Their loss, Beb. It's not
that's another story for another
that's right.
time. Right.
But that's their loss. They didn't
Yeah.
see you huge.
Yeah, that's part of the past. Anyway, yeah. So let's move on. So that's a very colorful student life. As you can see, when you're studying in Canada, you can actually just study, like, study in school, go back home, study. But you can also be like Janelle, right? She was involved with a lot of extracurriculars. I think help her build her personality and network too, right? So you actually met a lot of people and you interacted with them. You hone your skills, and a lot of things happened, actually, not just out inside the classroom, but outside the classroom.
Outside the classroom, yeah.
Yeah. So we're also interested about like,
Bev, sorry to cut you off. Before we move on, I think there's some questions from.
oh, sure. Let's see. Yeah, we can actually take a look. This is Precious. Okay, she was saying that she's planning to enroll to BBC or SAFE. Usually, pagka talaga Calgary, it's an option of BBC or SAFE, right? Binge
Yeah.
watching mismo. Wow, thank you. Yes, please do. And yeah,
Perfect.
just type in your comments and or questions if you have. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think they have. There we go.
May co-op ba ang program mo sa BBC, Miss Janelle? And how was your co-op experience?
That's a very very good question, Precious. Thank you for that. Uh, there is an optional co-op for my program. I did not opt to do it. So, kasi syempre full-time ka pag summer, right? So you have to do the
Mm.
co-op during summer. But for me, dahil hindi naman tayo kashing-kashing, so we have to hustle during summer. So hindi ako nag-co-op. And um I think it wasn't necessary as long as you make your network, which later on we'll discuss. I'll definitely give some tips for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, oh, you mean your co-op in your program? You have to do it during summer. Was it? So it's not paid. You're saying?
It's it depends. Maybe it's
Oh, okay.
sometimes it's paid, sometimes it's not, but you have to enroll. So but if I'm enrolled, I cannot do 40 hours,
Ah, yes, yes, yes. That's
right?
right.
So and during that time I think I double checked it's mostly unpaid because you're getting it for your grade. So I opted not to do it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was for you, Precious, and Miss Signature. Talking about your classmates, did you have classmates of different age groups?
Thank you for that, Miss Signature. Yeah, so super wide range. Like there's people who had already had PhD. Imagine that.
Mhm.
So talagang I mean sobrang diversified yung age group dito plus the cultural groups. So kasi 'di ba sometimes we feel left out if we're going back to school. I think that's one of the concerns with the age group, but it's not the case here in Canada. It's very 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 normal to come back to school.
Yeah, that's right. Same, similar with my experience. Like I have classmates who were 18 years old. You know, like we were
Right?
following, like sinusundan namin yung crush nila. Alam mo yung pati ako kasama. But then there's like another group of moms, right? Like
That's
they were
right.
talking about their kids. So I'm like somewhere in between. Yeah. So yeah, it can vary. Like that's right. Okay, and another one from Louis. Active ah. Ang galing yung
Hey,
valedictorian.
Louie, crispy pata, please.
Okay, moving on. That was your student life. And should we actually discuss about your part-time work?
Part-time work, yes. Ito na. Siyempre, kuratsa tayo sa unahin. So, during that time when I came here in 2016, medyo slow nung time na yun. I think that's one of the
Disadvantage.
disadvantages of coming here in January. Pero ng winter time. Pero yung advantage dun is that you can also after one semester you can do a summer after that. So you can have time to really catch up with saving up for your next semester. Unlike yung parang pasok ka ng September, right? Tapos January ka ulit, kailangan mo na naman mag-enroll. So that's automatically
So
thinking
that's true, right? You Beb, you have 2 summers.
2 summers. Yes.
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 I mean it's two 4 months na full time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
So
the benefit of winter intake. You
that's
will not
right.
get that chance with fall intake, right? So only
That's
winter.
right.
Yeah.
Kaya ina-encourage ko lahat ng pupunta dito, kahit malamig, punta kayo ng January. So,
Maraming papunta kasi 'di ba pa January na pa start na yung winter intake.
that's right. So, for this slide, guys, I would like to discuss yung mga parang napagkuhanan ko, like sources of my income. So, first off, I started actually with Sorry ha, medyo malabo yung slide. Pero I started actually with
Oh,
Forever
it's good.
21.
Mm-hmm.
So, upper right. So, parang upper right corner, si Forever
Yeah.
21. I started there summer of 2017. So, ang ginagawa ko, tag-ayos lang ako ng mga damit, right? Doon ako sa fitting room. So, hanggang sa mainstay na nila ako sa fitting room for like the rest of the 4 months. So, parang, ano bang ginagawa doon, di ba? Before I came here, sorry, website track lang. Before
No,
I
no.
came here, I was a marketing executive in Cargill. Pero before ako lumipad, talagang sinabihan ako ng agency, you know what, you're gonna start from scratch. You're gonna do dishes and you're gonna do... So parang I wasn't shocked. So gagawa ko fitting room ako, no. Syempre, alam mo,
Mhm.
bibukid
So,
tayo.
mentally prepared.
Mentally prepared. And so, syempre, di ba, ano ko, medyo bibakid ako, right? So, ang gusto ko, lagi akong magaling. So, parang, lahat sila ko, sabi mo, and then you can make network through that too, right?
Mhm.
So, wherever you go, ang objective is to be good, showcase yourself, and meet people. That's the objective. So, okay, after that, medyo parang nagkaroon na ako ng experience. So, hindi ako, kumbaga parang mas marami ng opportunity. You just have to set your foot to the door. Yun lang talaga. Kailangan may isang mag-accept sa'yo and then tuloy-tuloy na yan. Ikaw na ang magagalit sa mga employers for alam mo yun, yung workload, right? So after that, nagpunta ako dito sa Freshie. So that's the one it's like a salad bar.
Mhm.
So, ito na talaga yung medyo nagtagal ako kasi it wasn't really hard. Alam mo na yung sa fast food, right? Yung minsan yung sobrang hectic, yung sobrang mabilis. For Freshie, it was a bit slower pace.
Mhm.
So, nagtagal ako dito, Beb. I was doing more of cashier.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, alam mo yun, greeting, smile, smile, ganyan.
Yeah, I love Freshie. So, healthy.
So healthy,
Yeah.
yes. And then, but of course, I'm still getting paid minimum wage, which is during that time 11.50.
So, was this together with studies? So, or
So
was this during summer?
Forever 21 was summer 2017. Freshie, I did it for summer din of 2017 kasi hindi naman ako full-time sa Forever 21 eh.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah,
kuratsa talaga, no?
diretso talaga. So I was working 13 hours, guys. Imagine. After ko sa Freshie, diretso ako sa Forever 21. So, but of course, that was my choice naman kasi gusto ko talagang makaipon. So, pero si Freshie, hindi kasi siya mahirap na work. So, I worked for them 2 summers and then while I was studying, I'm working like 2 hours per day. Okay.
2 hours per day?
Yeah. 2 hours per day. So, like, discuss ko lang yung mga type of work. So, this Epson one, the one in your upper left, in your left, it's actually one of the higher paying job I got because you can
Mhm.
only get 20 hours during the semesters, right?
Mhm.
So, um, ito parang it was $18. I started
Mm. That's actually good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And of course, noon time na yun nung ang base pay ay 11.50. Pero ngayon, $15 na yan, right? fifteen
Yeah.
dollars na yung base pay. So, of course, mas mataas na yan ngayon. Pero basically, what I'm doing here is mag-explain lang ako of how the cups and printers work, ganyan. A
So,
little
you
bit.
still have to study, babe. Like, what about the printers, right?
Yeah. So, may training din for that. So, to sum it, so, tapos ito naman, of course, yung ating grants na ating pinagkakakitaan. And then, in campus, I was also doing some tutoring. So, I think for tutor, it was 20 hours per hour. 20, sorry,
$30.
$20 per hour.
So, that's in campus.
In campus. So, yan,
Okay.
wala akong max doon, di ba? So, to give you a scenario, during semester, only 20 hours are allowed outside campus, right? So, I was doing 10 hours Epson on weekends, 10 hours Freshie weekdays.
Oh, okay. So, you have, so 10 hours weekend. Was that just one day or 2 days?
2 days, so 5 hours each.
5 hours each. Okay.
And then tutoring and campus weekdays, I think my average was about 10 hours.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And then during sem break too So I was part-time fresh Forever 21, which is about 5 hours a day, depending, usually mga 15 to 25 hours a week. And then full-time freshie ako, and then 10-hour Epson during weekends.
Wow. May pahinga pa ba dyan?
Meron pa naman, friend. Nakakapag-ano pa nga, nakakapag-ano, 'di ba, networking pa, gano'n kagrabe.
Yeah, on top of that, you still have time for what? For extracurriculars in schools, right? And of
Mhm.
course, you are also a mom, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I have my 3-year-old or 4-year-old that time. So, which is, I'm very blessed kasi hindi siya mahirap alagaan. Really good
Mhm.
kid.
Yeah, we actually wanted to hear more about that. Just like what I told you when I invited you here, right? That I actually want to learn how, or our guests, even our guests, want to learn how you manage, manage the time with all your part-time work, your studies, being a
Mhm.
wife and also a mom, right? How paano mo ginawa yun, babe? Yeah, I think, the best way to answer that question is actually to, invite someone who is involved,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Who
Oh,
is
yeah.
involved in the in that journey. So as I promised, you are actually you you invited another special guest, right?
Yes, the very special guest, which is very special to my heart. Parang come here, hi.
Yeah.
my,
Yeah.
Hi.
my husband.
Hello. Hi, Harold.
Hi.
Thank you, salamat sa
Parang
pag-join sa
artista
amin.
eh, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Ayun.
I was telling Janelle, actually, it's rare for OWP holder, yung partner ng student, to come on
Mhm.
board. So thank you so much for
Yeah.
accepting the
Yeah,
invite.
it's been a pleasure na ma-invite dito. Parang kahit sa maliit na panahon magmukhang artista, no?
Honey, you almost shaking.
Kaya
You actually owe us a story. You have to tell us your story since you're here, right? You can't just be here and not tell us your story.
Hindi pwedeng
Yeah.
kapo lang ang puhunan, man.
Yeah, so maybe let's start with like how you guys manage your time when
Mhm.
when Janelle was studying, and of course you were working, and then you have Philip as well, right?
Yes, but before I start, I just want to like just say this, like lahat ng nangyari dito sa amin is just because it's just really the favor of God on us. Like
Yeah.
we really like trust God and trust Jesus that all things will work together
For our good.
for our good.
Yeah.
So I mean yes, we got like credentials or achievements, but all of that is nothing if without Jesus, without
Amen.
God. So we just give the credit where credit is due,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's all because of Jesus. So yun lang.
Amen.
And then yun nga. So balik na tayo, no. So
Mm-mm.
yun. So as Janelle has mentioned, na nagpunta kami dito is like 6 months after makapunta ni Janelle. So for her especially, napakahirap noon kasi like as a breastfeeding mom.
Yeah.
So and then tandaan ko noon pagdating namin dito parang hindi na kilala ni Philip
Yes.
si
Aw.
That
Janelle,
was
and it's
painful for
very
sure.
heartbreaking yon. No?
Yeah.
And so yeah, and one thing na maganda, if lalo na sa family, so the couple, the husband and wife should always be like really solid and
Like a team.
supportive of each other. Kasi lalo na kapag pupunta ka sa ibang bansa, wala ka talagang I mean, maaasahan na kundi kayong dalawa. So
Yeah.
I know there will be like hardships, but as
Yeah.
long as you two are solid, I think ano niyo yun,
Malalagpasan niyo.
ma-overcome nyo.
Yeah, yeah.
Hugot yan eh, no? Hugot talaga yan.
Kasi to be honest, Bev, I wanna be honest with you din naman. I mean, kahit na nakita ng mga tao, I was able to do this, was able to do that. A big part of that was really my spouse. Kasi I wouldn't be able to do these things. And of course, the Lord who works in me, right? To work it out. Pero I wouldn't be able to do this if not for Him. So talagang credit tayo dyan. Kailangan natin.
Yan. Yeah, that's really true. Teamwork, di ba? Teamwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yun. So yun. So nakakapag ano lang is yung pagdating namin dito is talagang ready na ako for work. And maganda yun. Yung sinabi din ni Janelle kanina is maganda yung pagdating nyo dito is the best time is the winter, right?
The winter time.
So that after that sem is you can work full time, and during that time maganda rin nun, dumating din kami is June. So nakapagtrabaho din agad ako. I mean for full time after 3 months actually.
Yeah,
After 3
October.
months because we're just waiting for our for my open work permit.
Yeah.
So one thing na ma-advise ko is para dun sa mga spouse na mag-work, just don't settle for kasi medyo uso dito yung mga cash jobs which is hindi na-account for Canada for taxes. So my suggestion and my encourage ko na wag niyong gawin yan. Dinidiscourage ko pala kayo na wag gawin yon. So we just always go with the rules. Follow with the rules because mas maganda yung wala tayong record whatsoever. So maganda yon. And so even though meron ng work na naghihintay sa akin nung pagdating ko dito, but I still don't have the open work permit. So we just decided na not to work yet until the work permit comes. So at least doon lang tayo sa legal because you never know, right? So yun. And then
so you prepared us this slide, Harold. Thank you so much.
ayan, so
these are your work, is it?
Yeah. So yeah, so yun. So yung job hunting naman is not really that hard, especially dito sa Canada. Kasi mas marami talaga ang work kaysa mga nag-a-apply. So sa mga families dyan, don't worry about the work. There's tons and tons of work here as long as you're willing and hindi ka kumbaga mapili. I mean, I know probably some of you guys are professional already, but we need to set our priorities straight. So I mean, hindi mo man makuha yung work that in line sa pinag-aralan mo, but it's okay. I mean, our priority during that time is makaipon tayo para sa tuition, 'di ba? Sa tuition ng spouse natin.
Yeah.
So what I did is that we find the work that will really fit into the schedule of my wife. So my wife works at in the morning around 1 p.m.
1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
I mean your school.
So my school daddy was about 9 a.m. Starts at 9 a.m.
to 1 p.m. or 12.
Somewhere around 12:30. And then I have work at Freshie from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Tapos daddy, I would go home after that.
That's right, yeah.
And then you have work.
Yeah, I have work I think nung dumating ako is hindi ka na nag-freshie.
Hindi,
because
nag-freshie
I was starting at 2:30 back then.
Oh, because I mostly mine ends until 1.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, so she studies until 1 and then nakahanap ako ng work na
2:30.
2:30 p.m. until 12 midnight just so that magkakaroon kami ng salitan ng we take turns on taking care of our son. So we also have like an option to put Philip in daycare.
Mhm.
So, but we just decided not to go to that path because medyo mahal ang daycare dito. So,
Yeah.
and nung tinry namin na parang i-compute is baka yung sweldo namin is doon na lang mapunta sa pagbabayad ng daycare. So, what we do is like we decided na we just take turns. Ako na lang yung maghahanap ng work na mag-fit doon sa schedule niya sa school. So yeah, so I was fortunately I was accepted in a work from 2:30 p.m. until 12 midnight, which is a full-time job and it's a good paying job before.
Yeah.
So yeah, it works well for us. And then
And then we started, that's in 2017.
mhm,
And then 2018, we have, so ako pa, so bali yung setup namin is ako sa morning,
mhm,
si Harold sa haggabi.
that's right.
So his work for 2018, 5 p.m. to 12 midnight.
Yeah. That's in Popeyes, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a restaurant, like a fast food chain here. So
Is this is this it? No, I think this is not it, right?
no, I don't have a picture there. So yeah,
So this one,
No
yung
problem.
sa may left,
sa left.
yun yung Algin, which is 2:30 to 12.
Mhm. So
So
that's my
2:30.
first ever work here. Yeah, 2:30 p.m. until 12 midnight. So yeah, I was just like parang as a shipper and receiver there. So it's a metal company. So
tapos yung Popeyes was 5 p.m. to 12 midnight. And then the other one, which is yung parang marami siyang kasama,
Oh,
it's,
here, yeah.
Yeah.
The Matrix, which is about 10. So he starts at 10:30 p.m.
PM.
to 6 a.m.
So it's just really a graveyard shift. But but I mean, yun nga, yung sinasabi ko is you need to do this sacrifices, right? So, but it's okay. It went well with us, right? I mean,
Yeah. And that's why I wanna mention to you guys that it's great to be like to feel that being a part of a team, right? Kasi you're doing this naman together for the goal of permanent residency.
mhm.
So, hindi lang yung applicant yung talagang kumbaga parang decided and willing pag dumating dito, but also the spouse.
That's right, yeah.
Mhm.
Ayun. And then, finally, yung final work ko is since nag-pandemic, right?
Yeah, I was working from home.
So nag-pandemic, so Janelle was working from home, so I don't have to do the graveyard shift anymore since she's working at home. So I did find a job, a morning job, which is 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., which is a really, really good job.
Oh.
So yon, and that's it. I mean, that's how we juggle our time, right, during na pag-aalaga. And ang maganda nun is sobrang naging hands-on kami kay Philip and to each other as well. So napakagandang opportunity to be like magka-banding kayo ng anak nyo kasi you never know. I mean, like time really flies, right?
That's
so
true.
so we would just want to take advantage of the time that we are having with our son. So yun lang.
Speaking of, sorry, live tayo, guys.
That's okay. Is Philip there?
He's playing FIFA. Ganun na siya ka-advance. FIFA na.
Ano daw, FIFA talaga?
Yeah, soccer. Soccer sa PS4.
Oh. Feb, can you check your private chat? Yeah. So, thank you so much. So, is Harold coming back?
I
I think he is, right? Andiyan pa ba si Philip? Yeah. Yeah, so, wow. Like you guys really work so hard.
I think Beb talagang sobrang blessed lang talaga dahil Harold was really a, kumbaga, very willing partner.
Mhm. Yeah, so when you guys are so ikaw ang sa umaga, and then ikaw ang wala sa umaga, then he's taking care of, of Philips,
Philip,
and
yeah.
then palitan naman
So,
sa
ako naman sa gabi, kay Philip, tapos siya naman sa umaga.
okay.
So, pero it depends, 'di ba? Yung time na usually parang 2:30, 5 p.m., yung mga gano'n. Tapos I was working from home for quite a while, for like 1 year, I think. So, pero we made that decision to really be hands-on kasi gusto natin yun eh. Gusto natin yung tayo yung nabibigay ng value sa mga anak natin.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. So you don't, yeah, like they don't have to suffer while we are actually reaching our dreams, right? Yun yung sinasabi nila.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, thank you, Harold. I hope you thank you for sharing your
Thank you for
experience.
sharing, Dauhan.
Thank you, thank you.
You guys, if you have question kay Harold, alam ko yung mga gustong magtanong dyan tungkol sa open work permit holder, like na experience nila. I can just type it in the comment section below. Yeah, and then let's move on.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Oh, you remember this? So let's talk about more about your, when you while you were a student, you're actually making connections, right? So, can you talk more about this? When was this?
Yeah. So as I was telling you guys, right, we have to make sure that every time we go out there, we showcase ourselves, and of course we make connections. So I was attending a networking event during that time. I believe it was my fourth semester, right, Beb? And then I was working. I was always going to those networking events. So merong one time na parang nag-washroom ako or nag-powder room ako, and then I heard people talking na parang Filipino. Sabi ko, wow, Filipino tong mga to. So kasi usually when you go to networking events, ang marami talaga doon is let's say yung mga parting Middle East Indian, kasi sila talaga yung very social. Filipinos were usually like more of a um, medyo shy type tayo. So, nung narinig ko na, well, may isa pong Filipino dito kasi for the longest time, it was just me. So, and then I heard them talking Tagalog, right? So, I went to them dun sa washroom, and I was like, "Hey, Filipino kayo," ganyan. And that's actually Lani and one of our friend Vienna. So Melanie was a very dear friend of mine. We met in this networking event, and I was very pumped up kasi parang, wow, Filipino, right? So sabi ko, you know what? Let's I'll add you as friends sa Facebook. And then we figured out na parang, oh, may mutual friend tayo, which is Ate Joy, right? So it's si Ate Joy nga kasi ka-org mate niya, and sister-in-law ko. So it was a very small world, and you'll never know who you meet and what those meetings can bring you, 'di ba? So parang katulad ngayon, Lani and I were really good friends. So, yun lang. Plus, nalaman pa namin same university. So, talaga alam mo yung how can I explain this? This this common field of experience, as we call it in communications. Yung parang agad-agad nakaka-relate kayo because of course of those same backgrounds. Tama ba, Beb?
Mhm. Yeah. So remember this one?
Yeah. So this one, Aspen Lake, right, Beb?
Yeah. We met halfway in between Calgary and Edmonton, right?
Ganun kami ka-close. We were meeting halfway, guys. Sana lumagkita kami. Tapos, and you remember, Beb, di ba? Kasi we're very spontaneous. Si Harold will like, let's go to Leani. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
3-hour drive. Andiyan kami. Ay, kain lang kami.
Yeah, I think that was Thanksgiving, right?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that time,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So, I mean, as I was telling our viewers, I mean, don't just make those connections because you don't know what this connection might bring you in the future. Parang kami ni Lani, right? So, thank you, Beb, for your friendship.
Of course. Thank you. Alam mo yun, parang ano naman tayo, we're both benefited, right? Mutualism.
Sana naman para hindi ako mukhang parasite, right? Perfect. So yun nga, as I was explaining to them, sister-in-law yung mutual friend, and of course, meron agad Beb na parang common field of experience dahil nga we're from the same university, same humor, guys, same, alam mo yun, yung same mannerism. So, so
Parang
just
gusto mo sabihin parehas ng hirap na pinagdaanan.
So even though different schools, I wanna mention that pala, guys. Kahit na different school kami ni Lani, parang sobrang nakarelate kami sa isa't isa. So hindi yung support, yung circle of support no, doesn't only end in the school, but in here in Canada, you can really expand your network.
Yeah, especially if we are same pathway, right? We were both students, and then struggles to become permanent resident, and then same AINP, parehas pa nga tayo ng pathway, di ba?
That's true. That's true.
We will get to that later. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so really connections is very important, right? So that was your student life and your part-time work. Also, we got to know Harold. Thank you so much. Yeah, your OWP and how you guys manage. That's really amazing, Janelle. Like, I don't know if people complimented you, but with all the things that you did, managing your time like that, it's really amazing, like how you did that
Thank
and
you,
still
Beb.
came up to be the top, right? Sabi mo nga, you're not eyeing for it, but because you've done everything smoothly and according to God's will, and but you still got the
Yeah, which
this.
is, mamaya i-explain ko rin yun, guys. Gonna give you some tips. Pero, yun nga, enjoy the moment, di ba? Enjoy mo kasi when you enjoy it, the success is not too far from it.
Yeah, that's right. So how did you so after your school, right? You have to find a full-time job. So how did you actually transition from being a student to becoming a worker?
That's a really good question, Beb. I think I was not working for like 3 months after graduation. So parang nung time yun, grabe, sobrang tagal ng, ng process. Pero I think what really helped me, it's because we're looking for a job that would really fit the NOC. I think
Yep.
that's one of the, I mean, kaya siya medyo nagtagal. Pero if you're just looking for a job, you can find it anywhere, right? It was just because I was looking for a specific job.
So skilled job, right? Because
Skilled
you
job.
wanted to have a Canadian experience.
That's right. And I wanna
That's
become a
yeah.
permanent resident. Kasi yun dapat, diba, yung pinag-aralan mo would fit with your NOC. So, dapat link siya. So, medyo nagtagal ako. Pero, I think the key was really the networking part of it. So, I was very blessed na nung time na yun. Kasi the Lord really makes you, be at the right place at the right time. So, nung time na yon, meron ako nakitang pamphlet dun sa Bow Valley College International Student Center, which is also parang part of their program. I saw this Calgary Catholic Immigration Society. So, parang wala lang. Ano yun? Sige na nga, makapag chika lang, ganyan. tapos I learned. So, Pilipino din yung kung parang...
Yeah, Ate Jessica.
Yes. Si Kuya Magno, right?
Yeah, Magno, yeah.
They're very dear to our hearts. So, nangyari, parang meron silang international student program.
Yes.
And then there were, parang ang ginagawa nila is to have a program which the international students can integrate easily into the Canadian culture and then have this feedback. So parang pioneer kami, have this feedback so that they can present it to the government and get funding for it.
Yeah.
So that's basically the parang the objective of the program. So may mga interviews, ganyan, kailangan malaman muna. Syempre, pabiba ka na naman, right?
Of course,
Pabiba
yeah.
kids eh. So, kwento-kwento ka about yourself. And then, napili nila ako. I was the only Filipino there.
Mm.
So parang usually mga Afghan or mga Middle Eastern or East Indian kasi nga they're very social people. Plus ang daming nagme-mentor sa kanila. You know what I mean? Yung mga nakapag-settle na dito, mini-mentor nila yung mga bagong immigrants. So yun sana yung gusto kong ma-encourage din sa atin Filipinos na yung mga nakapag-settle na dito to really help out the one who's starting. So if so
You
may
nailed it, Deb.
so
You nailed
parang
it.
yeah, yun nga be, parang ina-explain ko dun sa mga nire-recommend ko. If I were to parang rearrange one thing in my life, I would say I would have started during first semester. Baka PR na agad ako. Yung parang I don't have to wait until the fourth semester to do this. Just do it right away. Right?
Yeah.
So nandun ako sa anong yun. So during that parang program, it was a 3-month program wherein they taught us about networking and cultural competence. So, ito yung gusto ko talagang ibigay sa inyo, guys. Talagang buong puso ko ibigay.
Okay, let's hear more from that.
So, networking is to really showcase yourself and connect with people with the same values, within the same industry. Right? So, kunyari, nung time na yon, so the 3-month program that I was with, meron kami mga networking for engineers,
Sorry. Yeah.
networking for bankers,
Mhm.
networking for, let's say, general parang millennial group, networking for business people. So, lahat yon kasama ako. Kasi wala pa ako talagang industry, right? So, parang lahat yon pwede ako. Sige na, kasama ako dyan lahat. So, di ba, Beb, kasi I'm more of a communication banking graduate eh. Parang doon ang
Yeah.
industry ko. Pero nakasama ko si Beb sa chemistry, engineering. Kasi nga, lang, andun ako.
Oh, that was the networking event that we attended.
That's right. That was the same
Okay,
working
okay. Yeah.
event.
I remember that.
It was for chemist people, like
Yeah,
engineering,
oil and gas. I believe it was for oil and gas.
science,
Yeah.
right? For oil and gas, you're right. So parang,
We were
alam
with
mo,
Vienna.
Vienna,
If Vienna's listening.
shout out to Vienna, we miss
Yeah.
you. So yun, parang, during that time, I had to create my own calling card.
Mhm. Yes.
Experience ka, calling card, QR code, ganyan. So, ipamimigay mo yung calling card. So, kahit na wala kang trabaho, you will say, I'm a marketing professional. Wala lang.
Ang ganda ng calling card mo, be, in fairness. Naalala ko pa yung calling card mo.
Beb, yung calling card ko, pag in-scan mo, pupunta ka sa LinkedIn ko. Ganun
Oh,
ka.
bongga. Samantalang yung calling card ko, SATE student. But because yung SATE, they are actually helping students to create calling cards. So, so you're kind of tied up to SATE. Yeah, that's what my calling card.
But which is nice kasi you're affiliated with ano.
Yeah.
So parang ako nun, parang I was creating my own brand. I was creating my own parang logo, ganyan. Kasi nga, kunyari marketing. So that's part of the program. So the networking. Plus, if you're doing the networking, that affiliation actually builds your confidence. So, when we're doing networking, parang meron kang, alam mo yung speed dating? Alam mo yung parang pupunta mo ng mga maraming tao, tapos, I'm Janelle, ganyan. Siyempre, kailangan extrovert ka that moment, pero introvert ka after. So,
Nag-drain lahat ng energy.
True, totoo yan. Pero,
Nakakamiss yung pre-COVID times na may mga ganon.
Yun nga, kaya nga. Pero sana bumalik tayo dun sa time na yun.
Yeah.
So, yun, the networking is part of the program. Second part of the program is the volunteerism. So, I remember, nagkaroon pa ako ng parang, hindi ko alam kung saang, saang body, government body, pero nagkaroon ako ng certification for volunteerism. May ganun. Parang patriotism, ganyan.
Yeah.
So parang pinagpupuyatan ko yung mga marketing plan nila, brochure nila, kasi during that time we were doing a business campaign for small business which are immigrants. So parang ako yung parang marketing nila person. But it's all worth it. Kasi napapakita mo doon ka na nakabuild ng portfolio, guys. That is why it's very important. If you can start volunteering first sem, second sem, para ma-build mo yung portfolio mo, go for it. Tapos, pwede mong ilagay yun sa resume mo as volunteer.
Yeah. They're big on volunteers dito sa Canada. Yeah. I actually work sa Telo Science Center as volunteer din. I love playing with kids and I love science. So that's like perfect combination, right?
That's right, Deb. Kaya di ba parang plus it occupies your time.
Yep.
Right? Tapos nakaka-integrate ka na maayos. Plus, of course, you're getting this portfolio and experience that you need. Kasi yun nga, as I was telling you guys, you have to set your foot on the door.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
So many things to do, so little time. Paano mo ginawa lahat yun?
Alam mo ba, I was just really blessed to be connected to the right people at the right time. Kasi
Yeah,
di ba,
so how did you actually got your full-time job? I know it's kind of related to that.
yes, oo. Teka lang, babe, okay lang ba i-elaborate ko tong cultural competence?
Oh, sure. I didn't know you're not yet done.
Sorry, babe.
Sure.
So, may yung third part is the cultural competence. So,
Okay.
meron kaming training. May training, classroom training kami, ganun kagrabe. So, first of that, parang part doon is understanding the culture, the language. So, it means, di ba tayong mga Filipino, we're very shy and say, let's say, for instance, pag binigyan tayo ng food, wag na, kahit naman gutom ka or busog ka. Right? So, sila dito, they say what you mean and they mean what you say. They say what they mean and they mean what they say. So, pag sinabi mo, hindi, wag na, naku, hindi ka na nila, or bibigyan ulit ng pagkakataon, magsabi na, gusto mo pa. Diba? So, parang, pag binigyan ka ng cake, tapos sinabi mo, wag na, hindi ka na nila offeran. Pero, di ba? So, pagka gusto mo, tanggapin mo na, wag ka nang patumpik-tumpik pa, right? So, and then, of course, understanding credit score, credit information. Alam ko naman is you're very naman ito. So, I won't elaborate on that. And then, of course, the employment environment. So, as I was telling you guys, my full name is Maria Janelle Flores. But I use Janelle Flores for the sake that they will think I'm white. So, for the sake of thinking na it's easy to remember. Kasi ganun ang names ng Canadians. It's easy to remember. So, instead of me having a very long name, so for instance, meron pang, kasi hindi lang naman Filipino, right? Like the other countries, they have very long names. Tapos parang hindi, they change it to like an English name.
Oh yeah, like Chinese, I think
Chinese or yeah. So they have to change. We were trained to do that because if your name is not like hindi masyadong ma-remember ng employer, it wouldn't set your foot on the door.
I see. That's that's something new for me. So
kaya
gusto ko about credit score a while ago. We will get back to that later.
Yeah.
That's important too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course the feedback culture. Tayong mga Pilipino, we're not really into telling na alam mo, this is what you can improve for. Like, diba? So, binibigyan nila kami ng parang template on how to say feedback. So, parang good muna, then something to work on, and then good.
Feedback sandwich.
Yes, feedback sandwich. Let's go.
Yeah, they call that feedback sandwich.
Yeah. So, all of that is to become adaptable and for you to integrate to the culture system, right? So yun talaga. And then being comfortable in your own skin. Tinitrain din nila tayo doon. So parang doon sa program na yun, tinitrain nila. So maganda yung naging feedback ng program.
Nice.
which means that it's working.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
nice. So let me just sum it up, Beb. So this program was actually under CCIS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a non-government organization, but they're actually funded by government to do those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
I
There's
remember my first time in Banff was actually with them because they sponsored free trips for newcomers. So we went to Banff, explore Banff. We rode the gondola, everything for free. They actually let us experience it. So I was actually, very happy to be also attached to CCIS. And yeah, just like what you said, networking to, people who are already working in Alberta in the industry. So I got to know them, added them in LinkedIn. So some of them I stayed in touch, right? So that's really
Mhm.
good. So if you get a chance to be part of CCIS, if you're in Calgary, or
Yeah.
like CCIS, something like related to that kind of community where you are. So please don't hesitate. Just, approach them and
That's right.
programs available, right? So how did you get your full-time job?
Yun
With
pala, ang
CCIS?
dali kong mawala, Beb. So,
Yeah.
so yun, as I was saying, so yung na-meet ko sa networking was the one who recommended me to my job.
Wow. Okay.
So talagang ganun kagrabe. So if not for her recommendation, I wouldn't be on that specific industry and specific employer. And I worked in a government bank.
Government bank. So this was your NOC, right? 6235.
6235. Yes, yes.
Yeah, so that was your your NOC sa express entry, tama?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So moving on, speaking of NOC at Express Entry, let's talk about your PR pathway. So just like what I said, Janelle was an AINP nominee as well, just like me, right? So yeah, she got her permanent residency through the AINP program. So can you tell us more about your PR pathway then?
So because my industry kind of changed, I came from a marketing to a banking industry. Lani knows about this too.
Yeah.
She's part of the journey. I had to wait for like 1 year. So I got my job on April 2019.
19. Yeah.
And then I applied for a new job. Sorry, for the AINP April 2020.
Yeah, you actually applied under Express Entry, right? So you created Express Entry profile under this NOC.
That's right.
Yeah, so
So
AINP picked you from the pool.
from the pool, yes.
Yeah, because your CRS score was about I still
85.
remember 385, right? So
Mm.
during that time, I remember we were discussing like how are you gonna get the nomination, right? Because I was actually recommending you that you can try the pathway that I took, right? So
Mm.
yeah, so she created their express entry profile, and then but she was just 385. I was actually 380 that time. So that was not enough for to meet the cutoff, remember?
That's right. Because during that time, the minimum was about 450, right, Beb?
Yeah, even for CEC it was 450. So it's still
Yeah.
far, right? So you need another year to work para madagdagan yung CRS score
Yung
mo, right?
para magkaroon ka ng
But
1 year experience, Canadian experience.
but
But um
you actually got a message. You actually got a message from AINP, right? In
yeah.
your
So
express entry.
nomination was about it was approved ng May 13.
Yeah, nomination. So you got a notification of interest last April 1, 2020, and then you submitted your application to AINP, right? And then you got the email from
Yeah.
AINP.
Yeah.
What is this? A month later? That was so
A
quick,
month later, yes.
right?
Yes.
So what
And
did
before we move on, gusto ko palang sabihin na during that time kasi it was the 385 was a low score pa, right? Pero
Mm,
ngayon, I wanna encourage you guys na to create right away once you're here because the CRS score is lower because of the pandemic situation, right, Beb? Parang
Mm,
last time may
yeah.
300 pa nga, right?
75, kamo.
Mag-create na!
Crazy. Mag-create na ng profile hanggang maaga.
Yes,
If you're
pag-align
here
mo
in
create
Canada,
mo ng
yeah, that's what I
profile before ka
suggest.
magkaroon ng social insurance number.
Yeah, as long as you have your English test, you can create your profile. And then if you have your ECA or educational credential assessment, you can add that to your profile so that you'll get higher score, right? So in your case, Beb, your 385 was not enough to meet the cutoff, but then
That's right.
AINP nominated you and they gave
Give
you
you 600.
600.
600 points!
So now you are what? 985. That's
985, yeah.
so the next draw you got the ITA, right? Invitation to
That's
apply.
right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we submitted their application because I had to go through the CELPIP again. My
Oh,
it expired after 2 years, right? So
yeah.
I submitted the application August 7, and then the peer approval was just recently June 15. So about
Yeah.
9 months waiting time.
Yay. Congratulations. June 15, 2021. Yeah. So
Yay!
during that time when you actually like processing your papers for PR, I think they changed the time to from 60 days to 90 days, right? So that's why you're from May to August, medyo matagal yung pagitan. So you
Yeah,
got extra month because of the pandemic, right? Because it's
that's
harder to
right.
actually process the papers during pandemic. But then again, PR will come. Darating at darating yan. And how was it nung nalaman mo na PR na kayo when you when you got the news?
Yeah, so it was a very normal day, to be honest. I was too busy at work kasi during that time I was working on mortgages na, di ba?
Uh-huh.
So, sobrang busy. It was the busiest time of the year for mortgages.
Mhm.
And I received this client portal email. And it doesn't have any heading. Like, it just have a like J something something something. And I was like, I immediately messaged Lani and I was like, babe, is this real? Is this legit? I mean, that's not what I was expecting, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
during that time, because of the pandemic, instead of you going, no, you have to do the exit, right?
yeah,
This time they don't encourage that
yeah,
anymore because of the
yeah.
pandemic, right? So they created this client portal in which you will, it's like you will prove that you are here in Canada.
Mhm, mhm, yeah. So after you provided them with all the information, then you got the
The
COPR, confirmation of permanent residence, right?
That's right. In the ECOPR, the waiting for the ECOPR guys was like crazy. Even though I was so busy, I can focus. Yeah. Sobrang ang tagal, ang tagal.
Matagal pa ba yun? 9 months na. So, bagay, so, like, for some, well, last week, we had Aaron. Aaron actually just waited 6 months. So, it was good for him, right? So fast.
That's
Single applicant,
true.
though. Yeah.
So, but parang for me, the harder part is not waiting the 9 months. Eh. I think for me, the harder part is upon submitting the application in the client portal and the ECOP. Like every day, every minute, I was checking my email, I was checking my email. So
Hindi ka pa talaga sigurado kung yun na ba yun.
because you don't know, right? There's like specific
Yeah.
requirements, right?
Yeah, because that's not the same experience that I had, right? When I got the mail, it was like the heading was like, "Congratulations for your now permanent
ECOPR.
resident."
Yeah, I was like, this is the last step, Janelle. Let's make sure the photos are clear.
But it doesn't. Yeah, so it came. So it was actually it was legit, right?
But,
Yeah.
but,
So mhm.
but before we continue, I think there was some questions too.
Okay, sure. Let's get to the questions. Okay, I'm just gonna block this user. Okay, let's see. Where did we stop?
I
We
think
we've done about your classmates. How's the job hunting? Harold answered that already. Oh,
Yeah.
this is actually from Signature again. I just love how you make God the center of all your actions and this. Yeah, actually, there are like look at her background. Their walls is actually filled up with
Guys, when you have your home na, I could make this for you. Whichever.
I'm waiting, Beb.
Magkano gusto mo? We can bring it to you in replace of crispy pata.
Calling Louie.
Calling Louie. Babe, anong gusto mong first message mo ako?
Yeah,
I'll
I
wait.
will let you know. Sure. Okay. Sir Harold. Hi, Sir Harold. Oh, okay, speaking of, thank you so much sa message na very helpful sa mga papuntang Canada. Ang active ni Louie.
Ang active ng asawa
Nag-uusap
ko.
silang dalawa dun sa chat.
They love
Yeah.
it.
This is Mark. Oh, hi, Melanie and Janelle. Inspiration po sa family namin yung journey nyo. Got our LOA from SAIT. Wow,
Oh,
congratulations.
congratulations.
We'll launch our visa app on Feb 2022. Sana ma-approve so we can meet you guys. Looking forward and keep in touch, Mark.
Yeah, Mark, add us on Facebook. I usually, like, pag nag-message kayo sa akin, I usually respond. So, all the tips, I can definitely do that.
Nice. Yeah, okay, let's see. From 3M. Hello po. Ask ko lang po, full load po ba kayo sa study? Meaning 5 subjects in a term? Pwede po kayang 4 subjects lang, then take it in summer.
Yeah, so you have that, as long as for Bow Valley, 3 is full-time. So, pero ako, lagi akong 5. Kasi nga, hinahabol kong naka-summer break ako. So, it all depends on you guys, whichever works best for you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you just have to maintain full load. So
Yeah.
para ano kayo,
Free.
kayo under. Kayo under. Yeah. Pero yun nga, tama ka, Beb. You, like, try to have a full free semester para makapag-work full-time.
Yeah. I encourage that, guys. It's really important for you to have a break. Kasi, of course, because of the financial situation, right? Kasi dito we're paying 3 times, right? So, aside from that, you also need that break, guys. You also need
Alam mo yun, gusto natin mag-aral pero gusto rin natin magpahinga, di ba?
Yeah.
From Precious, what are the in-demand jobs in Alberta for business graduates po? Thank you both.
Hi, Precious. Thank you for that question. Really good. It all depends on what you're looking for. Kasi ako, to be honest with you, lahat in demand. Kapag business graduate ka, lahat in demand. Just to give you an idea, may mga, so I created like this profile in Indeed. So that's where you can find work. Meron ding monster.com and there's also another platform. But to give you an idea, kahit hindi ako nag-a-apply, mini-message nila ako, ganun kagrabe. So guys, everything is in demand, especially for me. I see that marketing is really in demand. A lot of banking kasi yun ang hindi natatamaan ng recession ever, guys. So, nung pandemic, guys, nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, some of the companies are shutting down because of course they cannot operate. But banking, we were like 3 times busy. So we need more people. So banking is really a good industry in which I am at, right? So that one, I see HR too. So the HR part. There's also this new pathway, which is for business graduate to create their own business.
Yeah.
Maganda rin yun. So, kung meron kayong
That's the money, yeah.
yeah. Maraming, hindi ako masyadong sure when it comes to the capital, Beb, right? If hindi ko PR. Pero kung kunyari PR na kayo, ang daming sources of fund.
Yeah. 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 Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you for answering those questions, Pep. Yeah. So moving on. So
Beb,
you
so
guys.
I have to say this to Precious. Precious, you can also venture into integrated marketing. Sorry, I forgot about
What's
it.
that?
So more on social media.
Oh yeah.
That's very in demand. Social media, Google Analytics, lalo na sa panahon ngayon, yung malapit sa mga IT, even though your business, that's really, I want to mention that to you guys, na even though I was not yet employed, I was doing volunteering. I was taking courses in Google kasi nga that's very in demand. So take ka lang ng take, HubSpot, take ka lang ng take, okay?
So never ending learning, huh?
Yeah,
Certificates.
never ending
Maybe
learning.
guys, you have to view Janelle's LinkedIn profile and get some tips from there, and whatever profile she has, because she clearly she has a good presentation with employers, because she always gets headhunted, right? So
I can definitely give you guys tips on resumes. I have two types of resumes, one the longer one just one full page. And I can definitely send that over to you guys. Just reach
yeah,
out to me, Janelle Flores, Facebook.
yeah. Nice, thank you so much. So now you are permanent residents,
Yay!
and you actually bought your own house, right, Janelle? Can you tell us more about like your life in Alberta right now?
Oh, yeah. S- So, to start with, I think yung kung bakit namin talaga hindi na kami alis sa Alberta, it's because we're very close to nature, right?
Yes.
So I want to compare this with other provinces because of course we have a lot of options dito sa Canada. We do have, sorry guys, wait lang. Baka malobat kasi ako. Wait lang. 2 minutes. Like,
No problem. Yeah, so as what Janelle was saying, right? So we are really close to nature. I think even Canada, actually, we are blessed with very beautiful, nature environment, especially here in Alberta, like Banff, Lake
yeah,
Louise, Jasper. Oh my God! Like, kala nyo hindi totoo yung mga nakikita nyo sa pictures. Pero pagdating nyo doon, it's even more beautiful. Like, sobrang nakakagulat na totoo pala.
that's true, that's true. So thank you, Beb, for the time kasi alam mo
No
naman,
problem.
mahirap na makat. So, but, I mean, we're very close to nature. I've never been a nature girl before. We love malls, right, in the Philippines. Let's go to
Mhm.
the mall. Pero, when I went here in Canada, dahil nga, lapit natin sa lakes, it
Mhm.
really refreshes your mind and gives you a different perspective, right? Especially with this fast-paced country or fast-paced lifestyle. So enjoying that part in Alberta. Plus, we are blessed with Chinooks, which is very,
Mhm.
so kahit malamig tayo guys dito, ah, lagi tayong maaraw. Na alam mo yun, yung parang hintay ng kulangan sa vitamin D. So, napaka-blessing nun kasi, ah, you know what the benefits of that vitamin D naman sa body,
Yeah.
right? Plus it, especially with the working from home, we don't get to be depressed dahil nga meron tayong, alam mo yun, laging
Yeah,
parang
it's
maaraw.
sunny, right? Yeah. Mhm.
Plus hindi naman na hindi kahit malamig, maaraw naman, so natutunaw yung yellow, right? So
Minsan nga maaraw, sobrang araw, pero -30 sa labas. Pero maaraw pa rin naman, 'di ba?
oo, babe, alam mo minsan parang lalabas ako, sabi ko, maaraw naman, bakit parang
-30 pa
Healthy
rin.
foods. Always follow your Apple app for the week.
You're up, yeah, you're up.
Yeah.
Rather, yeah.
So that's the first. Plus in Alberta, guys, I want to encourage you to be in Alberta because I've never been to other province, but I've been to BC. And we can hear from other experiences. I have friends who came from Toronto who's coming here because they feel like parang hindi iba yung opportunity dito. Plus the taxes that we have is very low because of our oil and gas industry. So instead of having an HST, we only have GST, which is 5%. For some provinces, it's like 12, 13.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So yun na yung mga perks of living in Alberta, right?
Mhm.
Um, and then personally for us, we get to travel almost every week because it's so close.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yun kaya medyo parang you don't feel that burden kahit nung nagsisimula pa lang kami. We don't feel that burden because we're always in the mountains.
Mhm. Nice. Yeah. It's just like an hour drive, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes 2-hour drive. Then you can be to a lake, or to mountains. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Plus si Harold has drive, parang ano, driver's license which has red ribbon when he came here. So
Mm-hmm.
I suggest that, guys, to you, when you're if you're driving in the Philippines, have the red ribbon already, because you can already have this drive test without
Mm-hmm.
having to wait 1 year, because driving makes so much, like, makes your life so much easier.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Tapos si Philip ngayon, he started kindergarten.
Mm.
So kaya nandiyan yung picture ng anak ko kasi I'm just proud of him.
It's so cute.
We got his
He's
report
bigger
card.
now.
Yeah, so I mean, I can personally attest that when it comes to the the provincial government, they're very, I feel like they're very generous kasi nung time na nagkaroon ng problema sa pandemic, our CERB was like distributed right away. I've
Yeah,
heard
in
stories,
Canada. That's so Canada. Yeah, that's right.
but I heard stories in BC wherein they had troubles getting CERBs.
Oh, really? Oh.
So talaga napaka-proactive lang kasi it's a rich province. They were, I mean, we have to
So
be honest.
you were receiving child support, like support para kay government support, right? Para kay Philip.
So we got our child tax benefit 18
Child
months after Philip came here. So you have to live here for 18 months before you
So
can use.
you're not yet permanent residents, pero you are receiving child tax benefit. How cool is that, right?
Oh, maganda ka na. Char.
Right.
And
And
then of course, sorry, babe. Yeah, and then of course the last one would be the home. So we're not yet permanent residents when we applied for a mortgage for a home. Um, and I was just very blessed because I was in the banking industry, so I know the ins and outs of it, right? So important doon, as we were mentioning, Beb, would be the credit score.
yeah, let's talk more about that because I think it's really good for them to understand what they need to do. Yeah.
Perfect. So, pagdating nyo dito, wala pa tayong credit score. We also have credit score in the Philippines, but hindi talaga nila tinitake accountability yun. Kasi, even the businesses in the Philippines, they don't take much credit on that because mas more on consumerism side tayo eh. Right?
Mhm.
Sa capitalist side. Pero dito, they take it very seriously. So, your credit score ranges from, so when you come here, your credit score would be zero
Mhm.
kasi wala kang record. So the first steps that you have to do is, of course, get your social insurance number, get a bank account, and try to apply for a credit card.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason being is because you want to use that credit card to build your credit, not to use credit. So
Not to build your utang, but to build your
to build,
credit.
not to build your utang. Yes. I love how you Beb put that.
Yeah.
Pero yun nga, not to build your utang but build your credit. So, to
Credit
start,
history, right? Yeah.
yeah. Perfect score is 900. Once you get the credit score, you will get, sorry, once you get a credit card, you will get 900. That's a
Mhm.
perfect score. Then they will deduct every time that you make mistakes. So don't make mistakes. So ganun sila
Mhm.
kagrabe dito. So credit score is affected by three factors. So your first one is your repayment history. So it means kapag ang deadline ng ating bill ay, let's say, utility, or let's say phone bill is every 28th.
Mhm.
Please don't miss the 28th. So make it
Yeah.
sure na yung credit card mo naka auto payment na doon. Okay? If you miss it by 29th, they don't give a parang grace period at ganun sila grabe.
So
Especially
there is an like a company, like what do you call that?
there's two
Equifax and TransUnion. What do you call them? They're like
credit bureau companies.
credit bureau. Yeah.
So lahat ng financial institution, they report to those credit bureau companies. Depending on which side of Canada are you in, it's either west or east. So ganun siya kumbaga parang lahat sila malalaman nila yung behavior mo.
Mga marites yung mga yun.
Marriage, yes, very excited.
No, when you miss a payment, they will know, right? For sure, they will know that you missed a payment. So don't ever miss a payment
Don't ever miss
with,
a payment.
yeah, credit card, with your phone bill, or what else?
Utility bills,
Utility bills,
Meter and Max.
especially if it's under your name,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Di ba tayo sa Philippines, it's okay to pay like every 2 months for your Globe line? Dito, hindi yan pwede. That would deduct a lot of your score and that's about 35% of your score. Okay?
Mm.
So the next one is called the utilization. So ito medyo tricky. So dahil nga may credit card ka, for instance, nag-start ka sa 500, no? Marami akong clients that their credit card, Filipino clients, that their credit card was 550, parang lumalampas ng $50.
Mm.
And that hit their score very bad. Like it was 500s, right? Instead of 900, 500s. So
Oh,
talagang
wow.
mababa na yun.
400, wow.
So, sobrang baba nun, right? Pero kung titingnan mo yung credit history nila, wala silang ibang utang kundi 550, which is crazy, right? Samantalang yung iba na parang can manage their credit, they have a lot of debt, but then they were able to manage it really good. So, ang lagi kong sinasabi, if you can make your utilization 70% maximum. So, it means if you have
$1,000.
500, or if you have 500, you get 350.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, if you have $1,000, you can use until 700. Don't use the rest. Just
Yeah,
pay it up, right? That's what you're saying. So yeah, so what happens is you're gonna use your credit card and then you'll pay it, use it again, then you'll pay it. So they'll see, the credit bureau will see that this person can spend and can pay,
that's
the
right.
credit cards, right? And can manage their expenses well. So may nag-grade nun, di ba? Paano ko mag-manage?
Exactly. That's 35% as well. And then the last part is your inquiries. So inquiries is every time you talk to the bank and say, hey, I want to utang credit card. I want to utang a loan. So that would be 30%. Every time that they pull it, it hits your credit score as well by 30%. Usually about 2 to 6 points. So, pero to sum it up, what I usually give for the foolproof way na
Yeah.
para ma-build yung credit score mo is every time that you make a purchase, you repay it right away.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, if you're paying, let's say 100 in a week, in a month, divided by 4 weeks, say 225, 25, 25. So it means that so yung 500 na credit card mo, right? You're paying 100 only kasi alam naman natin we're saving up, right? We're saving up for our tuition fee. So not necessarily naman na wala kang utang, which is understandable, right? Pero kunyari you're paying $100 per month, instead of doing it one time at the end of the month, do it every week. Same amount,
Nice.
different frequency. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. So that's like that's how you get a good credit score, right? The what you just discussed. But why is it important? Like, why is credit score really important here in Canada? Especially, when
Mm, that's a really good question, Beb. Kasi everything is based on your credit score when you're getting a mortgage, getting a car, right? Even if you're going into banking industry, they double check your credit score. Some of the industries, like let's say mortgage industry, if you're gonna specialize on that, check nila lahat ng credit score mo. So it's very important. Dahil paano ko ba? Especially our transactions for cashless transaction, right? I mean, there's Visa debits, but you cannot do automatic payments on that.
yeah.
That's not right. For if you're gonna, you need the credit card. If you're gonna book a flight, book a hotel, lahat ng transaction natin na monetary is based on the credit score.
Yeah, so that's how actually banks will trust you, right? So if you have higher credit score, they will think that, oh, okay, this person can manage their expenses well, so maybe we can actually lend them money, right? So that's what actually, so exactly what you mentioned a while ago, like the process of using the credit card and paying. That's what we did as well from the start. We got a credit card, and then all we use for buying groceries, buying whatever we need, we use
Yeah.
credit card. But then we use our debit card to pay the credit card and then use it again. So there's also benefits to that, because credit cards, they have points, right? I remember
That's right.
I used my credit card to pay my tuition fee, and I got so I paid $10,000 for tuition fee. I got 10 movie tickets. So every time na nagde-date kami ng asawa ko, libre lang kasi galing sa credit card yun, di ba? So there are
Yeah.
also benefits to that, right? Plus, yeah, towards the end, like, okay, once you're settled in Canada, you're PR na, and you want to buy a house like Janelle, right? It's important na mataas yung credit score mo. Like usually, Janelle, what's a good credit score to secure a mortgage?
So minimum about 650.
Six fifty.
Ideal number is 680. But if you're 700 and above, that's really good.
Yeah, so 700 and above, you can actually get a good like mortgage for a house. So yeah, remember, like I think I my credit score was 800 when we applied for mortgage. So we actually got approved immediately for that one. Yeah,
That's
that's
right. Yeah.
yeah. So it's really important. I mean, you guys, probably some of you are just entering Canada, but when you get here, remember to get your credit card and manage your credit card properly. Okay,
That's
don't
right.
overutilize, don't pay
And phone
late,
bills. Yeah.
and don't get so many credit cards, because you actually just need one. Or maybe two. Maybe, there are benefits too. Like I remember I have one with Scotia and one with Walmart, because we always shop with Walmart. And then for Scotia, because our bank, we are banking with Scotia. So, those kind of things, as long as you can remember your deadline, Judith. Yeah, so that's a good tip, right? And
Plus, babe, I want to mention that if you have a good credit score, your interest rates are lower.
nice, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a prime mortgage, right? That's what they say.
Yeah, so you can, I mean, it depends on the variable nung mortgage mo. Kunyari kung mataas yung credit score mo, baka prime plus 0.5. Depende kasi may range siya. So, mas, kaya ini-encourage ko yung mga tao, wag mo na mag-build, kumbaga wag mo na kumuha ng malaking credit until you got a house. And then, let's say, you wanna get a new car after getting a house.
Yeah. Oh, talagang mga usapang bahay na 'to.
Juicy, juicy.
Pero baby, highlight lang natin, no, we are fortunate, really fortunate, because we are in Alberta,
That's right. Yeah.
If you're here in Canada, you will know that the housing prices, it's
The
crazy,
cost.
crazy high, especially in Toronto and Vancouver.
Vancouver, yes.
Oh my God, like three times the price of our houses here in Alberta. Here we were able to afford a house and a mortgage na hindi pa kami nasasakal sa gastos.
That's true. That's true, babe. Plus,
Yeah.
the quality of the house that you will get here is very far from what you can get from other,
With the
even
same amount of money, right?
or
Probably in
even more money.
yeah, that's true. Probably in other provinces like Saskatchewan and Manitoba, they probably have the same, situation as us. I haven't really talked to and like international students from that side of the of Canada, but we would like to hear from them as well. But yeah, here in Alberta, like think about it, guys. You're planning to come to Canada. You're planning to study, right? You're planning to become a permanent resident. So you should plan further than that, right? How are you gonna settle in Canada? Are you gonna live like are you gonna work two jobs all the time? So are you gonna rent all the
Yeah,
time? So
rent all the time. Yeah,
if you're thinking that, oh, I actually want to buy a house as well, so just choose Alberta. I mean, you can also study or work in other provinces, but yeah, like here, I think you got everything you need, right, Janelle?
That's right. Their only concern was like really the cold, but after your first year, you won't even feel it. You're
Yeah,
not
there
even
are actually,
outside,
yeah.
guys. We have heaters here, and you have also have a car. So I mean, even the car, you only get the like 5% tax if you're gonna get a new one, right?
Yeah,
Instead
that's
of getting 15 or
I
14.
think there's also other provinces have land transfer tax, which we don't have. Like we don't
That's
have five
true.
percent.
Yeah.
So
We're driving back.
that's make it more expensive. But of course, regarding the cold, the weather that you were mentioning, it's real. Like some people cannot stand the cold, so it's very understandable if they are not here in Alberta for that, right? So
That's very true. Sorry guys, medyo judgmental lang kanina. Pero depende sa inyo.
no, it's really your preference. We're just giving you what our lives in Alberta. Like I will get some people on board from other provinces as well to hear their side of the story, right? Because we haven't really lived there, right? So they have probably other insights why it's better to live there, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. So that's thank you so much for sharing the credit score, Janelle. Like we heard it straight from a banker. So how
Anytime
accurate
guys,
is that, right?
reach out to me.
Right? Yeah, so that's that. Congratulations again on your new house, like new home. Like you can see it in the screen. It's a newly built with all the perks, right? Of automatic
Yes.
home, solar panels, and everything, right?
Kaya minsan narinig niyo si Alexa saying that there's a person in the garden. So, and this, magpa-plug na rin ako kasi I love this, builder. Pero kung magpapagawa kayo ng bahay dito, please choose Jayman. Jayman gives you
Payment
like
built, yeah.
Jayman built kasi nga, ang ganda ng performance. So, for us, meron ding solar panel right away. So, yung mga
Nice. Yeah.
bagay, yeah. Kasama na sa package yun.
I
So,
haven't been there. I have to go.
yeah, you have to sleep with us and then Louis will cook for us.
Nagdala ng cook, ano? Yeah, for us, we purchased a used house right here in Edmonton. So it's just depending on you, right? What are your expectations, your budget, right? It's just the two of us here, so we're happy. And then we actually got a relatively new, like 10-year-old
That's right.
house.
I was about to say, the house that even though if it's parang hindi naman newly built, it's relatively new. Kasi the reason being is because the maintenance and the utilities are a lot lower. So
Mhm.
kung makasave ka, tulad ng kanila, medyo modern yung kanila, so makakasave sila sa utilities. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, Janelle. Thank you very much for
Thank you for
all the
having us.
information that you shared. So, eto na yung Team Flores. Winter, spring, summer, fall.
Yeah, kakanta ko yung sana ng winter, spring, summer, fall. So yan, pag may mga ano kami, pictorial, mga travel. So guys, do you have questions? Anything that we could answer for you guys and give you a picture or glimpse?
Yeah, so it's time for question and answer, guys. If you have any more like questions that you want to ask Janelle or me here, we're gonna be here until the 2 hour mark. So we have 8 minutes. So just send your questions and we will get to them, answer them for you. So let's do this. By the way, my favorite disclaimer. It has to be here, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so it's Q&A right now. So let's get back to the comments. So let's see. So, signature will reach out to you, Janelle. Just watch out.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And Precious said, that's good to hear po. Thank you. We'll consider that course napaka-juicy. Yeah. Really,
And
ang dami mong shinare ngayon. That's really, really beneficial for our viewers.
I'm so glad, guys, to be of help.
Yeah. I do the same. That's being a revolver. They check
That's
on your
right.
paying habit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's right. So they have access, like banks can pull your credit history, right? And they'll know right away how many payments you missed, right? And how many accounts are actually open, right? You can see it. They can see it there.
Yeah, yeah.
And those. True, that's why Alberta is our dream. Wow, thank you. Yeah, Alberta
We're
is
excited to meet you, Miss Signature.
yeah. Alberta is our dream province too. Yeah, that's why we're here. But actually, I want to visit other provinces too. I'm pretty sure they have other things to offer that are interested. Interesting. Do you think we can explore other schools if you are on a wait list?
Yes, you can. So, for my brother who's also doing this pathway, we did apply to two schools, and whichever comes first. Yun lang grabe.
Hmm.
Kasi,
Yeah. So which other school then?
so we had the Abo Valley and Sate. Kasi of
Mm-hmm.
course, that's the more popular here in Calgary. Pero what I mean to say is, hindi kasi pa nakikita ng visa officer kung alin yung in-enrollan mo. Right? Because
Yeah,
it's
but you have to declare, like in the form itself, you have to declare which school, yeah, which school you are accepted to in the
that's right.
OMM 1294. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So,
you have to declare.
kaya sa amin parang we would rather expedite both process in whichever works best.
Yeah. But guys, I want to highlight this. You When you explore other schools, make sure that the school is a DLI,
Yes,
designated learning institution, guys, okay? Don't ever forget that, because if they're not a DLI and they are offering programs which are eligible with PGWP, postgraduate work permit, so make sure that when you before you pay your tuition fee, or even before you apply, right, before you apply, check the website, designated learning institution in CIC website. You will
list.
find the school there, and
Mhm.
if they are offering PGWP eligible programs, those are programs na when you finish studying, you will be eligible to work, to have an open work permit or the PGWP, right?
Yeah.
So because if you're gonna pay that much money, you want to work in Canada too, right? In order to, like, some of the people, they don't really want to be permanent resident of, but they want to experience Canadian work culture, right? So
That's right.
why go to a school without PGWP? Don't waste your money. Okay, so
That's right.
make sure you choose a DLI with PGWP eligible programs. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Next, Jam. Hello, Miss Melanie, Miss Janelle. Nakaka-inspire at lumakas ang loob ko. I will take administrative professional
Aw.
certificate this coming winter in BBC.
Hi, Jam. I'm very excited for you, and that's a really good choice.
Yeah. So this professional certificate, is it just 8 months?
1 year.
Oh, there's 1 year.
1
Okay.
year.
So Jam, you also have to watch out, because since this is a 1 year program,
You
right?
only get
So
1 year.
you only will get 1 year PGWP, right? So you see the transition from being international student to worker will be, and then to permanent resident should just be 1 year. So watch out for that and prepare for your pathway, because sometimes 1 year program is not enough for you to get your permanent residency status. If you are familiar, like in my channel, you can see you'll see a video called strategizing your pathway. So in there, I actually teach you how to calculate your CRS score, and how to plan after 1 year what will be my CRS score after, after I get this Canadian education, what will change in my score after I get work 1 year, what will change in my score, will I be able to get invitation? So remember, guys, if you are here in Canada and you studied here and you work here, it's not automatic that you will get your permanent residency. You actually have to make sure you have enough points to get your permanent residency. It's not like Canada will not hand it to you. And some people, if they
Mhm.
don't, if they didn't plan ahead, they are like short in time. They don't have enough time to get their permanent residency because they actually got just a 1 year program. And what will happen if your PGWP expired before you get the permanent residency? You will be a visitor. So that means that you will not be able to apply. You will not be able to work because you don't have permit anymore, right? So I'm not scaring you, Jam. I'm just saying that if this is a 1 year program, you have to plan properly and maybe have a backup, right? Plan A, plan B, right? So
I wanna second that, Jam, because um that's why it's very important, as Lani mentioned, to plan for it. So pagdating mo dito, let's see if you can already qualify for the CRS score, right? You will never know because you have your own credentials din naman. Let's say I was seeing here in Singapore, so
mhm,
you might want to just continue with doing your EE profile, your express entry profile. And then after that, 'di ba, you'll never know, baka pumasok ka doon sa score. As Lani was mentioning, 75, right? So
yeah,
retail, and then of course you can always extend for the plan B. I have friends here who are they're extending their certificate to a diploma, and that's truly possible.
yeah. Yeah, retail is very in demand here in Canada too, in Alberta as well. But then again, you have to see whether that is a skilled job or not, right? So the NOC code is actually changing next year. It's not called NOC anymore. It's called TER. So
Mhm.
there are minor changes to that. Some for some NOC it's major, so we will stay tuned for that and we will update you with the changes, but just remember that maybe 1 year won't be enough, right? So there are actually videos out there discussing why 1 year might not be enough, so make a plan, like make a case scenarios, case A, case B, what will happen, and then have a solid and clear plan how you're going to execute that, because 1 year will just fly, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah. If you watch last week, I actually interviewed Aaron. He took a 1 year program, but he had a very, very lucky streak, right? I always, like I told him, stars aligned for you so that you can get your permanent residency in such a short period, but it doesn't happen with everybody.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Jam. Let's go to Chris. Hi po, I'm studying at SAIT next year, May. Hopefully, I can achieve permanent residency soon. You will,
Of
Chris. You
course.
you just have to plan accordingly, right? For sure, you can. Okay, let's swing through. And
Got your
this is
Chris.
another one from Chris. Oh,
Civil
he's
engineering, construction industry.
civil engineering technology. Next, civil engineering construction in demand.
Hi, Chris. Yeah, so I can speak for this because alam mo naman sa mga bahay-bahay, right? It's very in demand. But I would definitely tell you it's seasonal. So, of course, kapag ka naman, I mean, hindi ka naman din talaga as worker, right? You're at the back. But if the weather could not permit, we cannot build anything, right? So, it's definitely seasonal. Pero ang maganda diyan, it's very in demand here in Alberta kasi we have a lot of construction projects. Not just with the homes na totally expanding every every year. Ngayon expand nila. Sobrang laki pa ng lupa dito sa Calgary or sa Alberta per se. Pero yun nga, I have some clients who's doing this type of civil engineering and then the industry in construction. They will have really big annual income,
Mm-hmm.
but then in between they have downtimes. So
Mm.
yeah, so I mean annually it's good, pero kung alam mo yun yung parang ah ubus-ubus biyaya ka in a month, you would, I mean, the other seasonal times, you would have to find another job. So they switch it with another job. Let's say doing Uber, for instance. So those kind of stuff. Pero kung ano ka naman, kung smart ka, yeah, that would be a good industry.
Mhm. Okay, thank you for that. Let's move on from Greg. During PGWP, pwede na si OWP ang mag-apply ng PR. Actually, Greg, during study permit, pwede mag-apply ng PR si OWP. Yeah, you know what? Because, okay, I'll give you a scenario. For a study permit holder with 2-year program, for example. So, with the open work permit holder. So, pagdating ng study permit holder, pagdating yung dalawa, study permit holder at OWP holder, yung student mag-aaral for, let's say, for a year. Pero yung OWP, kung makakakuha na siya ng skilled job, di ba? Right from the start, makaka-accumulate na siya ng 1 year. Right?
Yeah.
So that's actually good enough for a Canadian experience class, right? That pathway. So kapag nasa express entry, nando ka na sa express entry pool, Canadian experience class 1 year will increase your CRS points, right? So it will add, I think, around 50 points. So kung halimbawa you start with 420, let's say like that. So pagka nagkaroon ng Canadian experience, madadagdagan ng 50. So magiging 470. So just imagine, 1 year, first year pa lang yung student, pa-summer pa lang, pero makakuha na ng invitation to apply yung spouse, yung OWP, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? This is actually true to life. Like if you are part of Pinoy Canada study #Pinoy Canada student pathway, you will see Abigail there. So that's what happened to them. Like a main applicant yung asawa niya and they got permanent residency immediately, 1.5 years. So what happened to Abby was last semester niya, she studied as parang ang rate niya ay local rate
Domestic.
na.
Yeah,
Yeah,
two
so
five.
instead of 10,000, just 3,000, right?
That's
So
right. Yeah, yeah.
Greg, what you are thinking right now is very, very possible. So,
Yeah.
hindi na kailangang makaabot pa ng PGWP. Pwedeng SP pa lang pwede na mag-apply. Kung like, he's lucky to enough or she's lucky enough to get skill job from the start, right? Because sometimes, it's hard to find skill job, right?
Yeah, if you do, that's why we have this study pathway, right there, because we want to have a meaningful employment after.
Yeah.
So, para makakuha tayo ng skilled. So, kaya lagi ko rin ina-encourage yung mga tao na kung may boyfriend, girlfriend naman kayo, pupunta kayo dito. Mag friends. Please. Di ba?
Bitbitin niya na.
Right? Pakasal na. Ganun lang.
No, but that's the reality, right? It's like a bonus. It's bonus by Canada immigration, right? You apply for a study permit and your spouse or your common law partner get to work. Imagine that, get to work in Canada, right? So that's something that you should use. Definitely. Yeah, Chris, thank you po. Thank you then for your question. And Jam, you're much welcome. Yeah. From Skits, how is the demand for business programs in Alberta? I will be taking business at INSAID this coming spring. So, okay. So I think Janelle mentioned it about a while ago about business programs. Yeah. So it can range, right, from different industries.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I could recommend though is that if you're gonna focus, because business is a broad program, right? You can have like specific focus. For me, it's integrated marketing communications because that's my passion. Pero what I see right now, the in-demand ones are more of the banking industry because it's never been, it's never affected by recession. So every time na magkaroon tayo ng pandemic crisis, for instance, we were never shut down. We were just so busy, like 3 times busy. So that's one. Anything that's involving IT kind of thing, so integrated marketing, that's very in demand. Google Analytics, those kind of stuff is really in demand. And then coming spring, so tingin ko HR too. I've been seeing that HR because people are into crisis right now when it comes to organizational behavior. The reason being is because of the pandemic, we're working from home, and the HR industry is really a need to really
Mhm.
keep people. Because to be honest with you guys, I would be very honest naman din when it comes to the labor market, no? Um, dahil nga nabibigyan tayo ng postgrad work permit, it means it's in demand. Correct me if I'm wrong, Beb, ha? Pero it's in demand. Saka sobrang baba ng labor ngayon na
Mhm.
yung mga tao is they will do like the government will do everything for people to come back to work.
Mhm. Yeah.
Kasi nga people are working from home, wala masyadong immigrants, right? And sometimes
Yeah.
working from home kind of affects your productivity.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think the travel restriction is really big here, right? So that's
that's
why
true.
the employment, yeah, maraming businesses ang nag-close, but then again, there are lots of people who that previously were expected to come but didn't come. So it's like ang dami ring companies na wala silang makuhang ano, yung skilled na kailangan nila. So ang dami ring
Yeah.
na talaga. Yeah, so
So pag dumating kayo dito, guys, you will have a lot of opportunities.
yeah. Okay. Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much. And Leah Tomado. Hello po. How about administrative management in demand po ba? This is all for you, Beb. Because, me, I'm science related, that all this kind of thing.
Administrative,
I don't know about this stuff.
Leah, to be honest with you, I don't, this is more of, hindi, teka nga, pwede i-google. Kasi,
Administrative management.
Beb, parang, I'm not sure if it sounds to me more of a clerical work.
Mm.
If you can kindly confirm that for me, Leah, kasi I'm not really sure about the administrative management. Is it more of like managerial? And kung managerial siya, it's really in demand. Kasi manager is more of a retail, let's say a retail or a fast food, and you're eyeing for a supervisory position. I have a lot of friends who are in business management and then turned out to be a supervisor or turned out to be a manager of a company of a, let's say, a fast food or Starbucks, right? So that's very I mean, I can see it's very in demand. The reason being is because nag-open up na kasi ngayon. Pero there
Mhm.
was a time that it was very slow.
Yeah, actually, that's a skill job. Because I have a friend too na nag-transition siya from tourism because she took tourism at SAIT pero close ang tourism, right? So
Yeah,
walang business
very
doon.
true. Yeah,
So
yeah.
what happened, she applied, she worked as a food service supervisor, but
Uh-huh.
even though it's not related to what she actually studied, she was able to get a AINP nomination and invitation to apply for PR. Now she's waiting for the results. So, I mean, that can get you PR too, right? Food service supervisor category.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay, Chris, last question po. Kumusta po study sa SAIT? Mahirap po ba? Ano mga things to prepare and key difference from education here in the Philippines? Thank you po, Ate Melanie. Yeah, so masarap mag-aral sa SAIT sa totoo lang. Mahirap, yeah, it depends sa iyo. Like it depends sa tao kasi I really like studying, pero I had a big gap because it was 10 years ago when I last studied. So yung unang the first few first semester, actually I am like parang medyo culture shock pa, pero nag-enjoy kasi talaga
Mm,
ako ng pag-aaral. So things to prepare for, uh maybe because what do you call this one? Ano siya parang pag galing ka sa Philippines, so more on parang culture. Like paano ka makikibagay kasi nasa
yeah.
Canada ka na, so mga classmates mo hindi sila Pilipino. So 'di ba? Kailangan mong parang ano sa kanila, makisama, and also yung teachers, hindi rin sila, the mode of teaching might be a little bit different. Pero in terms of facilities, SAIT has libraries and all the tools that you need to study. We have like online accounts, and everything is provided with. So yeah, and then maybe slightly different from if you had a bachelor's degree in the Philippines. The like sa SAIT, it's more focused on like the industry, kung paano i-apply yung program na yun sa industry. I remember like most of our classes were hands-on, like kung ano talagang ginagawa sa industry, yun yung tinuturo sa SAIT. So I would say, like, from a SAIT graduate, even though it's expensive, it's really worth your money. So it just enjoy. Plus the campus, it's so beautiful, right? I'm sure you've seen like the like Harry Potter building, something like that, the heritage building. It's really, really beautiful, like in
Mm,
there. Nasarap tumambay dun sa
that's
St.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've been to UP, like it's like a big this is small compared to UP, but there are trees, like may mga tambayan sa gilid and everything. So buildings, yung mga ibang buildings medyo old, meron ding new. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Friends, sorry, Beb, is it okay if I support you on that? Kasi one thing that you that's the key difference between the education that we have in the Philippines is that doon parang alam mo yun, nangangapa tayo kung anong pag-aaralan natin for the full sem, right? Like we always parang alert dapat kung ano ba yung tuturo today. So yeah, yung parang dito you have the full agenda from beginning, from the first day up until the last day of the sem. So you have to work smart. It's already outlined for you. You just have to take to plan ahead. Tapos kung kailan yung deadline ng lahat ng mga gagawin mo, nandun na siya. So
Yeah.
that's why I love to encourage you guys na laging yung mga Filipino laging top students dito. May you be part of the premier university at school in the Philippines or not, or may you be like, let's say nasa top 10 ng klase mo, lahat tayo dito nagta-thrive because we are very resilient, and we thrive in if we are thriving in a harmful environment, let's say for instance, how much more in a very conducive environment.
That's right.
So wag kayong mag-worry doon. You guys will rock. You guys will rock this.
Okay. Okay, let's see. How about early childhood? Oh, early childhood education. Yeah, this is like, I'm not very familiar with the course, but I have some friends who took this. Yeah, I think it's also in demand because like for working parents, they use daycare a lot here. Especially, have you heard actually the Alberta grant for daycare? I think
Yeah. Increasing the subsidy, and you will just have to pay 250 from 1300, right? So that
yeah.
was
For
crazy.
a month, is it 250 for a month?
So 250 for a month instead of you paying 1300 a month.
Wow, right? So yeah, that might be a good
The
program.
reason being, of course, is they want you to go back to work.
Oh, still, right? Okay, how about accounting related jobs po?
Grabe, parang I couldn't I couldn't say it was as busy as banking. If you're looking for accounting that's not in a bank, medyo medyo slow kasi syempre yung companies, right? Is Pero if it's within a bank, then you're gonna be so much busier. Kasi I have friends who are, maybe because of course you have to get the right network din talaga to get you into that company. So may mga friends ako na who are having troubles. They're accounting majors, and they were like ayoko mag-discourage pero they were like temporary for quite some time.
Okay, contract basis,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So if you can get into bank and not just within a company for an accounting, that would be perfect.
Thank you. And Leah, thank you po. You're welcome. And thank you very much po. Thank you for all the info and help. Kayo lang po
Napaka-active
kasi
nila. I love it, guys.
ako lang ba YouTuber from saying, oh yeah, okay, sure. No, I'm pretty sure there are more. Yeah. 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 Leah, bumibili po ba kayo ng books? Required po ba? Or pwede bang mag-rent? Can you have it from the library? Future Said student. Leah, I didn't buy any book at all. But
Grabe ang
okay,
talino, friend.
this is pre-pandemic, right? So before COVID. So lahat ng textbook namin, textbook of course if there are workbooks like you have to answer, then you have to buy it. But that's not expensive. Usually it's just like $50 or whatever. But like textbooks, like reference books, hindi ako bumili kasi meron naman yun sa library. So you can borrow for a certain period of time. And also you can work with your classmates, diba? Sa na may mga books, it actually depends sa program mo. There
Yeah,
are
it depends on the
programs na
program.
nagre-require na bumili ng books just for the login purposes, right? Those e-books.
Here.
Kailangan mo bumili. Really?
Yeah, I had to because especially I have a lot of accounting subjects.
Oh, so you guys need to buy for that purpose. But for us, it's just reference, right? So our teacher will give
Because you
us
guys have
like
lab.
yeah,
Like,
no, yeah, and lectures too, right? They will give us like numbers of this textbook and then do these exercises. So, my classmates who have books, they'll take a picture and send me, Ate Melanie, sagutan mo to. No, just like, no, they're like, come to me and then let's answer it together. So it's like, I don't even need to go to the library because they'll bring the book to me. We'll answer together. But yeah, I mean, it's accessible for you as long as you know how to handle it. But if your program requires books, they're gonna tell you, right?
yeah.
They will let you know, right? Okay, next. 3M. I hope we meet both of you po. We will be in Alberta by December 13th.
Oh, exciting!
Nice. Pero saan sa Alberta? Kasi
Yeah.
malaki yung Alberta.
Oo nga.
Right?
We'll drive to you.
Yeah, actually I'm really excited. I want to meet the students, but that's a COVID, right? So restrictions, we want to, be cautious. But it will come, don't worry, it will come. From Precious, Miss Janelle, ikaw pala tong featured graduate sa page ng course.
I'm
Nasa
always very
YouTube,
shy,
tingnan
guys.
natin.
Oh my goodness, wag na. Alam mo ba yung speech ko nga kahapon ko lang napanood eh.
Ikaw
I'm
naman yun eh.
very shy.
Yeah. That's your legacy, Beb. Wala kang magagawa. It's already there. Yung asawa ko currently naka-enroll sa Humber College. May intake. Paano makalipat ng Alberta para mag-PR? Yeah, you can. You can actually finish studying in Humber sa Ontario. You can finish your school, and then afterwards, because postgraduate work permit or PGWP, it's not restricted to a
No
province. You can
province,
move
yeah.
to any province. Just again, yung video ko last week with Aaron, nag-aral siya sa Toronto, sa Ontario, and then lumipat siya ng Saskatchewan, then lumipat siya ng Alberta. Nag-ano siya, province hopping. Eventually, he decided to stay in Alberta because he got the nomination here. So it's possible, Greg. Yeah, you can finish studying there, like your wife can finish studying and then move to Alberta afterwards. Isa sa reason kung bakit safe na pili ko dahil sa Harry Potter building. Instagrammable ba? Make sure you take picture sa harap ng
That's
heritage.
right.
Talagang very Ang ganda niya, especially may puno kasi siya sa harap eh. So makikita mo talaga yung season, depende dun sa puno. Kasi
Mm.
kung winter, kita mo, di ba, puro yellow, walang dahon. And then spring, it starts to turn green, and then, fall, yellow, and maroon. Ang ganda, promise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so nice. Yeah, and then Precious, finally we're in the last one. Thank you for the honest feedback. Yeah, yeah. So we're all like what we said, we're here to give you our experience. And the disclaimer here, this is not a legal advice. Anything that we mention here is, it's just for you, for your information, right? So, Beb, thank you so much. Thank you
Beb,
so
sorry
much.
ha. Meron pa ako nakita isang question. Sorry.
Oh, where? Did I skip anything?
Mommy guide. Can I click it?
Yeah, sure.
Ay,
You can?
wala. I
Oh,
can't.
yeah, okay. It just came. Okay, I will click it. Miss Janelle, sorry po late ako sa live. Nag-sorry talaga siya. Pero paano niyo po na-manage yung time yung studying mo? Ah, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. She
Yeah,
actually
so,
does it with Harold, the husband.
yeah, mommy guide. Thank you so much for
I'm
the
gonna hide this para makita natin yung mukha ni Janelle. Hindi
yeah.
kita.
So, mommy guide, yun nga. I was working and studying in the morning. So, usually, parang my class starts at 9 o'clock up until 1 o'clock. That includes my part-time job for 2 hours a week. Kasi I'm maximum 20 hours, right? So, may 10 hours ako sa weekdays, may 10 hours ako sa weekends. And then after that, si husband would go to work 2:30 to 12, so 2:30 p.m. to 12 midnight. And yeah, so we take turns in taking care of our child. So, nag-part-time ako, yes, I have to do part-time. Paano na-manage? I think, ito nga, hindi ko pala ito nasabi, babe, pero I have a few tips for you guys. So, first is that, of course, trust in the Lord and believe that He is willing and able to put you at the right place at the right time. So, yung for Precious, right? I told you about my honest feedback, but I am very positive that the Lord will put you at the right place at the right time, even if you choose whichever, like whichever, right? It depends on your desire and how you the wisdom, right, that was put into you, and the Lord will put you at the right place at the right time. So that's what happened to me. Hindi naman ako yung sobrang galing, guys. Hindi ako talaga ganun. Nasabihin ko na sa inyo. Pero the Lord has put me at the right place at the right time. Si Miss Mommy Guide, you said, paano niyo po na-manage yung time? I think it's when we stop thinking about it and we start enjoying the moment that we get to manage it all. I'm not sure if that's making sense to you, babe. Pero yung parang instead of you like thinking and thinking and thinking and worrying about it, just start enjoying each moment and be present. Kasi once the season is gone, you're gonna miss it. Ako kahit na nagtatrabaho na ako, namimiss ko pa yung estudyante ako. Di ba? So, di ba, Beb? To be
Yeah,
honest, right?
yeah.
We miss those times, right? So, just enjoy it, especially if you have a child, they're only young ones. So,
Mhm.
kahit na we're gearing towards the PR, I would say focus on your child and take control, diba, na parang being a parent and putting that values to your child because of course this is different culture. This is a different environment. And it if it's harsh for you to change into like into that to integrate into that culture, right? If it takes work for you, how much more for the child? So,
Yeah.
yun yung ano ko. Then third is don't cut corners. Best to follow rules, as Harold was saying. So,
Mhm.
for instance, Mommy Guide, si Harold, my spouse, when he became here, he's in temporary resident permit. So, he couldn't work. We
This is
have
Harold.
Yeah. We have to apply for open work permit. May work na siyang naghihintay sa kanya and very willing na may magandang work and ganyan. Pero we opted to wait because it will ensure your future in Canada, right? You're not here for for this moment. You're here for temporary. You're here for the better future of your family, right? And for permanent residency. So,
Mhm.
stay tayong konti, wag mag-cash job. And then fourth, ito lagi ko na ito sinasabi, gusto ko lang din share kay Mami kay who missed it. But magpabibo. Always be showcasing yourself. Kasi ako hindi talaga ako extrovert, guys, I would tell you. But I would need to. So, ano lang, let Canada know you and showcase yourself.
Yeah.
Kasi they're not here to transform you into being them.
Mhm.
They're here, they just want to know what you can offer,
Yeah.
what you can put on the table. And they're okay with diversity, inclusion, and being different. They value that as long as you can put something on the table.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Thank you so much, Bev. That's actually a very, very helpful insight, right? No, yeah, not a lot of like, you don't have to be like them, right? You just have to be integrated. You have to be you, but you have to blend in, right?
That's
So
right. Yeah.
that's
Ang galing
that's
nung sinabi
very
mo yun, Beb.
that's important. Yeah, because sometimes you'll think, no, I want to act like them, I want to be like them. But they were saying diversity is power. So, I actually saw a Facebook post saying that if you have an accent, that means it's a sign of strength, right? Because
Mm.
you are actually not from here, but you got the courage to come here and really explore this country. Even if you have that accent, as long as they can understand you, right? They can, you can communicate properly. You
That's
don't have
right.
to worry about that, right? So
Yeah. And they
yeah.
don't care about grammar, guys. Alam ko culturally shocking yun. Yung parang, hala, hindi pwedeng Carabao English. Okay lang, okay lang. They don't care about English. Even the ones that are born here were even better. Totoo talaga. If you ask Harold, yung mga katrabaho niya, mas magaling pa siya mag-English. So don't be, alam mo, too hard on yourself and say,
Mhm.
you know what, parang hindi naman ako magaling mag-English. Tayo lang naman ang mga sensitive sa grammar. Pero sila,
Yeah. Yeah, and you will get better, right? As you go along, because you talk to them every day, you will get better. Right?
that's right. And mommy guide, I forgot to tell you, please tell your spouse if you have, if tell your spouse, be a willing partner and always remember you are a team.
Mhm. Thanks. Yeah, so wow, thank you so much. Very helpful po and kakayanin. Yeah, at lalaban. Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, so pays to do the right thing always. You're in it for the long haul. That's right. So don't be, delayed gratification. Don't be, masisilaw ka sa ano mo yun, sa panandali ang, like cash
Kasiyahan.
crops and all this, right? But actually you might be in trouble in the future. Just think about the consequences of your actions, right?
Yeah, because they give monetary reward to those who will tell them kapag nagka-cash job yung mga
Ah,
tao.
yeah, that's so true. Okay, okay, we're in the 2 hour 30 minutes, Bev. My God,
Sorry, sorry, Bev.
I kept you for so long. I thought I should like just 2 hours is the maximum. But they
It's
have
my
a
pleasure.
lot of questions, and we wanted to like let we wanted to answer them all. And thank you guys, thank you everyone for spending the night with us. Do you
Yes.
actually, I just want to know, do you guys like this live videos? Because I have more guests in store. If you guys like this, you have to tell me in the comment section and, share this to your friends so that I can continue making videos for you guys like this ones. Because there are actually lots of stories out there and you just need to hear it straight from them, right? I can tell you, but of course it's different if you hear it from the person like Janelle, right? So I'm pretty sure they have things to share as well, right? Because we have different scenarios. Like for us, it's just me and my husband. For Janelle, there is a child, right? And for Aaron, he's actually single. So
Yeah.
it's different scenarios and might be applicable to different people. Like so, just share this to your friends, guys, and show some love in the comment section and make sure you subscribe. Yeah, and tell me what other topics you are interested in. Yeah, so that's it. Good night, everybody, and stay safe all the time. Thank you, Janelle. Thank you so much for this opportunity,
My
and have a wonderful evening and morning, afternoon sa Pinas. Bye, guys.
Bye. Take care.